Introducing Pubcoin. Pubcoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into Pubcoins. Pubcoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here, oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken wants to. What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? I cut the intro a little bit short because we have a game popping off in 8 minutes, and I have bet it. I see Pig Milk play the day in business on the full game under. I'm on the first 3 under 2.5 at -125 in Rockies Marlins. I went 4-0 in first 3 unders yesterday. My first 3 under record is 40-22. 64.5% plus 16.38 units, ROI plus 26.42%, average line -110. This, I think, is the only thing that doesn't make it correlate for every box for the first 300 is that the line's moving towards the over. You know, but in this point with this situation, Kyle Freeland has an ERA. And Cal Quantrill, Port Dopes all Cal Quantrill, both have ERAs just a taint hair under 6. Why would anybody in the right mind, want the under? And that's why we want it here. So Miami money line here for TJ. I'm going to go over it all. I'm going to copy and paste all of the action here, but let's discuss it. Why does this work? First off, the Marlins are hitting 183 with a 542 OPS last 30 days versus lefties. We just watched Freeland have a nice start at Citi Field in New York against a Mets team that's not hitting lefties that hard either. Much harder than the Marlins are. Marlins are the worst in the league last 30 days versus lefties. So you start there. You start with a team unable to hit lefties, and Freeland actually pitching a little better. And then you have Port Dopes, Cal Quantrill. He's had 3 strong starts here. Troy Torrance saying the first 5 line moving towards the under. Troy Torrance also on this first 3 under 2.5. We cashed with this Colorado Miami first 3 under yesterday. It did get a little sweaty in the 3rd inning. It shouldn't have. We have other cappers on the first 5 under. You can take that first 5 under if that's what you'd prefer. Obviously, I now have proof that the first 3 unders are going to be just much more successful. I think in the long run, staying off the 4th and the 5th inning here. Troy Torrance has Freeland 4-2 the first 3 under on the road this season. Quantrill 5-0 to the first 3 under at home this season. That's a great point. At home, he's been much better, especially of late. Also, it's just righties that are attacking Cal Quantrill. And obviously, when we take a look at this Rocky lineup, this is the right lineup to face if righties hurt you. We watched Pete Loshak cash with Stowers hit over. I think it was just a hit. But he was 3 for 37 coming in. This is not. Now it's all righties. Well, except for McMahon. But Beck, Estrada, Goodman, Doyle, Arcia, Hura, Stallings, Freeman, and not Freddie. If you want to improve your statistics against a right-handed lineup, this is the very lineup. Now, the Marlins are going with all righties against Kyle Freeland. But that's status quo against Kyle Freeland. And righties are hitting Kyle Freeland very hard. But again, look at these righties. Lopez, Ramirez, Norby, Wagaman, Hernandez, Dane Myers, Fortes, Sanoa, and Winkler. And that's Jack Winkler. Look, this is a wonderful spot. Robert Cherry in the house, who's on Rockies money line. I'm going to copy and paste all of this, all of the action from everybody in the chat. But this is the spot for me. We are 4 minutes away from the first pitch, and we have our star of Wednesdays ready to rock with us here. See if he's moving on this first game off of another winning day with us. 72 and 56, 56.3% plus 15.7 units. ROI plus 12.27%. Average line plus 101. And he's here to rock with us right now. We're going to talk about the first 3 games in Major League Baseball, the afternoon games. And then Gogster will be joining us for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Then we'll go back into the evening games for Major League Baseball. Without further ado, please welcome from Los Angeles, California, our guy, Mr. Wine Time Sports. Wine Time, what's good, man? How are you?
Jim in the bag. Good to see you, man. Happy Wednesday. We've got a nice little MLB card today. We've got 3 early games, so excited to break them down with you. But short and sweet in this one because we've got this game's going to be first pitch in about 3 minutes. I'm on the under. I'm on the under full game, though. I'm on the under 8 minus 110. My book right now has it a minus 105, so a little bit better of a number. I kind of trust both of these pitchers going out there today against both these 2 lineups. Neither of these 2 lineups, impressed me by any means offensively. And Cal Quantrill, I've actually seen him pitch a little bit better recently. And I think this is a lineup that he can go out there and pitch very well against. So I am on the under full game 8 here, minus 110. I don't think there's going to be a lot of runs scored in this ball game. And I'm going to trust that Kyle Freeland finally goes out there and pitches a decent ball game too against a lineup that he can go out there and he can pitch well against this lineup.
I agree completely. Billy Friedrich on the same thing. Also, these bullpens have been a little better of late. Last 30 days, Marlins bullpen, 4.05 ERA. Rockies bullpen, 4.46 ERA. Roof's closed. That's our expectation is that the roof is closed. Anybody in the Miami area can tell us something different. But, yeah, I get why people are on the under. Let's just go over the line history here. We're 2 minutes away from first pitch. We're going to be able to live bet these games as well. The Marlins money line is, I don't think though this would be something I'd want to live bet. If we're wrong, I think I'm just going to be wrong here. But Marlins open up minus 136. Right now they're minus 150. So we've had 14 cents of movement there. And then on the total here, we have an 8.5. It's either an 8 or an 8.5. It keeps bouncing back and forth. You can either get the over 8 minus 115 or so, or the under 8.5 minus 115, 116 or so. This has not moved though at 365 forever. While other books were going from 8.5, 8 to 8.5, 8 to 8.5, this was just sitting here the whole time. No movement. The over 8 was minus 115. The under 8 was minus 105, and they didn't touch it. And then when we go to the cash flow, there are a bunch of, well, first off, 81% of the tickets, 85% of the cash on the Marlins. I don't think fading the Rockies is going to be as easy as everybody has played it out to be as we move forward. But those of you who want to hammer it, go ahead. And then 75% of the tickets and 69% of cash on the under. I love it. Wine time, I love it. So that is game one. Wine time on the under 8. And I am on, and he got minus 110 there. It's only 5 cents different at most books. And I'm on the first 3 under a 2.5 at minus 125. Yesterday, I know there's no, it's silly to say certain things, but a 6-0 day was screaming at me. And that's with leaving the Rays off and the under off, which was a terrible mistake. These spots were wet. Just put the bet in. I don't understand why I didn't this time. I have been doing that. I just put the bet in. I was a little concerned that the big storm would come in, and it did and stop the game, but only stopped the game for 20 minutes?
25
minutes? I mean, it's leaving money on the table, and that's unacceptable. But the Reds first 5 minus a half, it lost. They pushed the first 5. They won the full game, and they covered the -1 line. And then the Nationals first 5, I was between the first 3 and the first 5. It was that easy. It was first 3 or first 5. First 3 was minus 110. First 5 was plus 109. I was like, I don't want to pay vig, and that cost me. The first 3 unders went 4-0. White Sox first 3 pushed. A wine time. I'm going to copy and paste some action from Cappers here in the chat before we get into game 2. That's 29 minutes away from first pitch. Brewers Reds. Tell us about the day that was for you yesterday.
Yeah, it was a decent day yesterday for me. 3-1 on the day. I had all dogs yesterday. We were on the Orioles. They got it done for us in the late night game. We're on the Angels. They somehow pulled that game out late as well in extra innings. Been some good ball games over there in Boston, man. And we were on. What did we lose on? Let's see. We did lose on the Blue Jays. Took an L there. I kind of followed. I think I got in a little bit too late when I did move on that game, because you could have gotten, I think it was like a plus 135, even a plus 140 at one point, maybe on the Blue Jays. I got a plus 120, and it kept moving down. I think it got down to like a plus 112 on my book. But I kind of chased steam right there and lost. But we're on the under in the Rangers-Rays game. I mentioned in the chat yesterday, I believe I was going to back Tyler, but you know what? As I got closer to first pitch, the line wasn't moving, and I don't know, just something was weird about that game. So I ended up staying off the side, but we did cash the under in that one. And that was it. Yeah, it was a nice 3-1 day. We had some nice dogs on the board yesterday, and we have some more nice dogs today. Tweeted out all my action last night, got all my bets in early. We crushed the closing line here. Well, what the closing line is going to be for the Angels game. We got a 9.5 last night at minus 120. We're going to talk about that, but it's already at a 10.5 juice to minus 125 right now. Absolutely wild.
Wow. That's beautiful. Excellent work.
And shout out to Morgan Spooner too. He said he was driving his golf cart home from work. That sounds amazing, my guy. That's a blessing right in there. He said he's excited to watch some baseball and watch myself and Jimmy. Yeah, it doesn't get much better than this, man. I feel you on that. So shout out to you, my guy. Good luck on all your action today, and good luck to everyone in the chat today too, man. Appreciate you guys always showing out for the show. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. If it wasn't for my guy Jimmy right here. So shout out to you guys, and we got some good games today. We certainly do. I'm going to keep copying and pasting action here from Cappers in the chat. Then we're going to give the full shout outs after we cap the next game. There's 27 minutes till first pitch. I just want to cap that one before we give the shout outs, but I have copied and pasted all of the action. I would have lost money with you and Jose on the Blue Jays. Clearly the market was telling us that the Blue Jays were the play. It was just that TJ and Troy Torrance were not telling us that was the play. And I would have bet it. When I see Troy and TJ on a play that goes against the market, I'm either going to join them or stay off. And that is the beauty of our show, is that we have such phenomenal cappers dropping in. Mr. Sean Higgs dropped in and told us that we were brainless if we didn't bet the under in the Yankees game. Now I happen to be brainless, so I left that one alone. Now that line was nuts. There was a 50-cent move on the 2.5. We're in the third inning at 0-0, and I'm like beating myself up because I didn't take the Yankees. I didn't take the
Yankees 2.5 or the Angels. Sorry, the move was on the Angels 2.5. Angels Red Sox 50 cents to the over on the 2.5. And I was like, okay, it was 0-0 in the third, and then they scored 3 runs that would have lost. And then I left that Yankees under alone. And I feel very similar to what happened in the Yankees game is what's happening in this next game with Andrew Abbott. The line just does not make sense to me at all. So let's get to work here. I'm going to keep copying and pasting action here because we got more coming in. But let's talk about this next game on the slate, 12:40 p.m. Eastern. Just got DC Capers action. Oh, that was yesterday's action, wasn't it, DC? Okay, but excellent work here. We have a 12:40 p.m. Eastern. Milwaukee Brewers 33-29, 15-19 on the road. Cincinnati Reds 30-32, 15-15 at home. We're at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio. We have Swish, but we also have Ballpark Pal sent to us here by our guy, Mr. Morgan Spooner. So let's see what Ballpark. Let me get rid of this and see what Ballpark Pal has for the second game, 12:40 p.m. Eastern, the Great American Ballpark. This one's popping off in 25 minutes. It is plus 10% overall, plus 26% home runs, minus 9% doubles and triples, and even here, an even spot for singles. Let's pull up Swish and see what we are dealing with as well. This is game 2 on the board. I guess what's happened off the hop in game 1 in the Rockies game?
We've got a double with one out right here. Cal Quantrill just gave up a double to Estrada, and then we just saw, oh wow, now it's an RBI. No, it's an RBI triple. Wow, by Goodman. So it's 1-0 Rockies early here in this ball game with the runner at first with one out here. Ryan McMahon at the plate. They're gonna need a strikeout right here.
Not good here. 1-0 Rockies. Thank you, fellas. There. Here in this next spot, Cincinnati, 85 Fahrenheit. Feels exactly the temperature. 9.8 miles per hour right to left across the diamond. Gets up to 10.7 miles per hour. It said it should have been an RBI single. I guess there were some errors here in that one, which never good. So there's the weather. Let's get into the line history for game 2 here. We have the Reds Brewers 9 minus 114 to the under. This opened up at 9, dropped down to 8.5, up to 9, bouncing back and forth. We're at 9 right now, and it's basically what it opened at. A 2-cent move to the over. It's not really a 2-cent move. They just tightened up the VIG a little bit. Then we have, let's go over to money line. Then we have the Cincinnati Reds minus 129, and it's just so fishy. It's just so fishy. The line opens up at minus 118, and it drops down to minus 110 in the first hour and 15 minutes. So that will negate any possibility of me betting the Cincinnati Reds. And maybe the Reds are a gift with Abbott on the mound. But now the move means nothing to me. It doesn't. Just the public is waking up, and of course they're betting Abbott, who's been lights out. And it's leaving money on the table is part of this, and it's not going to concern me at all here. DL Hall and Joe Yurkovich saying that he smells a first 3 under here. So we also have Gorky in the house. Shout out to our guy Gorky. Gorky Swiatek money line plus 100 versus Sabalenka tomorrow. AM saying the move probably because Contreras is out. So let's take a look at these lineups here for the Brewers. And DL Hall just setting it up for Quinn Priester, who's been very good this year. Monasterio, Churillo, Yelich, Hoskins, Daz, Cameron in left field, Sal Frelick in right, Ortiz at center, Haas at catcher, and Terang batting second. For the Reds, Friedel, Espinal, De La Cruz, Stevenson, Steer, Connor, Joe, Jose Trevino behind the plate, Will Benson, Matt McLean here. Look, Andrew Abbott's been phenomenal. He's a finalist for the Cy Young at this point. 5-0, 1.51 ERA, 1.03 WHIP. He just shut down the Cubs in Chicago. I know the Cubs aren't hitting lefties nearly as hard as they're hitting righties. At home, he's allowed 3 earned runs in 5 starts. 3. The Brewers aren't hitting lefties, 245, 689. The issue is the Reds aren't hitting lefties either, but they're only going to see DL Hall for 2 innings? The Reds bullpen has been a bit of a problem. Spoon says Reds money line on the card. Contreras almost always sits on travel days. So take it away here for us. My man Roy here joining us from Hawaii, and it's his birthday. It's his birthday, Roy. We have just the birthday pick, and we'll be talking about it here. Game 1, Stanley Cup Finals here shortly. Take it away. Wine time. I'm all ears. Brewers, Reds.
Yeah, Brewers had a nice little run. I remember when we talked about him last Friday. I think DL Hall was actually the opener in that one against the three innings. He faced that lineup, faced them around once. He had 4 strikeouts in that game too. Those are some good numbers here. And this Reds lineup, I mean,
5-4-3 double play.
Wow, let's go. Wait, so just 1-0?
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, that's huge. All right, let's go. With that being said here, guys, yeah, Andrew Abbott, I mean, Jim touched on it. I mean, this guy's a Cy Young candidate at this point right now. I mean, he might be one of the favorites. This guy has some really good stuff right now and shutting down some really good lineups. And this is a lineup that he could pitch very well up against. Seen a total here at 9. What is it right here? 9 at juice to the under at -125. I want to back the Reds here. I'm seeing the line just continuously move towards the Reds. And you probably mentioned, I think you mentioned as well, it's probably more people are just coming in and betting them. So the line's going up. I don't know. It's sitting at a -130 here for me now. Brewers at a +120 here with a total of 9. I do think that Abbott can go out there and shove against this Brewers lineup.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is a good lineup for him.
How can you explain this line?
I know it's tricky. It's very tricky. That's why I'm going to end up staying off this game ultimately. It's just so tough. I mean, can DL Hall go out there, set it up nicely for Priester again? It's weird. I mean, what's the weather like in here again, Jim?
It's beautiful. It's warm. It's offensive.
It's clear. Yeah, there's going to be some runs here scored in this game. I always have trouble backing the Reds batting order, just the inconsistency that I've seen this season with them. But they do have some guys that can hit, and we've seen the Brewers. I mean, they've been hitting the ball a lot better lately. Yelich has had a nice week or so. Let's see, Rice Hoskins is in there as well as Bowers. And no, Bowers not in there. Shout out to Joey Ortiz as well out of Pacifica High School. Yeah, this is gonna be a pass for me here. This is you mentioned it is fishy, but I want to see where this closes at. This game's gonna be first pitch in 19 minutes. Let me refresh and just see if we have any movement as of right now on this game. Let's see, Reds. Right, was saying, yeah. Oh wow, 8.5. Okay, we did. I just got some movement on as I refreshed it. It went down to an 8.5. Juice to the over at -120 now. Oh man, I don't know. This is tough here. I mean, is Abbott going to get touched up here? Is that in this offensive weather? Is this going to be the game where he gets touched up? I'm not too sure. I don't have enough conviction.
I don't mind leaving money on the table in a situation like this.
Yeah, it's
leaving money on the table because I think the game's going to be rained out. That makes me want to smash my hand through a window. That's a mistake that shouldn't happen. Just put in the action. But here, it's just, we've been joking about the word easy. This is easy, and we'll talk about it here when the hockey game comes up. But this here is not. This does not correlate with what's been working at the 65%, just under 65% clip in the first 3 unders. You have phenomenal numbers from these two young pitchers. The weather is offensive, so there's 2 things that don't, follow through with it. The line is now moving back to under. If I left money on the table, not backing Rodon, and it could be the exact same situation. If it is, that's fine. I'm okay with that. So no action then for you either. Wine time.
No action for me in this one. Spoon's deal. Yeah, I expect him to go 2 to 3 innings in this one as well as Spoons. We saw him go 3 in his last outing. He'll probably face this lineup once and get him out of there. So yeah, I'm going to say 2 to 3 innings out of him. But yeah, not enough correlates for me here in this game, Jim. Andrew Abbott lane, only a minus. What did they open up? -115, -120, and now -130. I don't know. Not enough correlates for me in this game for me to actually put my money on in this spot here. So going to be a pass for me. We've got plenty of action today to talk about. I'm excited about this other morning game we're going to be talking about as well. I'm hoping my guy Jose is going to be able to pop in for that one, but we'll see.
We shall see. Let's give a second to shout out everybody in the chat. We got Justin McKelvey, Stacks play the days 1 and 2 in Red Sox over 10 and Cruz over 1.5 bases at +105. Billy Friedrich, we talked about the Pig Milk play today. It's in action right now with the what is this? Okay, good. I'll be interested in that. But let me move over here to what's going on in the game right now. 2 out in the bottom of the first here. So everything's fine. Everything is fine. Best bet from BJ's Baltimore Orioles money line. Billy Friedrich also added Goldschmidt over 1.5 bases and Soto over 1.5 bases. Chris Sale over 6.5 strikeouts minus 129 for Gerald Jones. We got the Nuke Worker in the house. Swiggy also says happy Oilers Day. Nuke Worker, good morning, fellas. Oilers minus 120. There we go. We got Clint Zerogin saying local showing their hand on Orioles and Rays today. Nuke Worker says CFL starts tomorrow. I'm excited about that. Kong's Clips cashing with Hunter Green and Freddie Peralta strikeouts. Absolutely great work. Dougie Wise, free bands play today. Dodgers -1. Bonus play, Zverev money line here. Nut Flush Allen, I spoke with him this morning, and it's great to talk to him, man. I'm excited to have him back in the fold. And, he's just led by example. Sometimes you got to dig in and take care of the fam. Sometimes, that, and we're all going to have to deal with that at some point in our life. Dig in, take care of the fam, focus only on them. And when you see the light coming through the clouds, and you're like, okay, here we are, stronger than we were before. And let's, move forward and find happiness. And shout out to our guy, Mr. Nutflush Allen. We have a Mr. Torrance in the house. Spooner, AOD, Philly Eagle Flyer, J Cop Spooner, Reds money line, Angels money line, Phillies money line, Twins -1. I have copied and pasted all of this action. We got Spenny Penny Bombs, Ramirez double at +310, Augustine Ramirez, and Homer at +575, and Devers double and Homer on the early games. Slatsy ready to get to work. The Truth Teller in the house. Crystal Craig, great to see you. Series Business, great to see all of you guys. Rem Mosa just did a lap. Downtown Edmonton is buzzing with finals excitement. Let's go Oilers. Justin McKelvey, Philly Eagle Flyer. Great to see all of you guys. Jason Meyer, the Eldorado custodian. He gave us a $50 dono yesterday. Thank you, Jason Meyer. I hope that, you blessed our action. I hope it helped your action as well. Mally Mal's on this first 5 under here in the Rockies game as well. We got Mr. Robert Cherry, who you'll be seeing more of on this channel in the house. TJ rocking with us. What a day he had yesterday, 7-2. Black Thor King in the house. Action Jackson, Ronnie Crawford, Jermaine Nordy says, let's go Oilers. The city is buzzing right now. We got Walla Dose ready to get to work. The cold cash play today is the Reds first 5 money line at -140. Makes sense to me. If you were forced to take a -1 because I was -175, I would be on it with you right now. And Jerry Davis played his first 3 under here in the Rockies game. So we do have a runner on second here in the bottom of the first. Let's see. Is this bad news? Come on, Freeland, you bum. It is not.
We just went to 7.5, so we're good.
Yeah, strikeout there by Kyle Freeland. Beautiful. Okay, great to see all of you guys. Gorky Angels money line, Jokic Illyria money line in ABA League basketball. Londo on that first 5 under as well. Just my 2 cents ready to get to work. Ron Crawford says Lynx was easy. It was fortunate that was the case. Didn't feel that way after the first quarter, but then things came through for us. But then I did give that back. A 4-2 day in WNBA, though. I'll take it. Jermaine, best bet. Twins team total over 5.5. Let's get this copied and pasted here. Locked in, and then we're going to get into our 135 game here. So great to see all of you guys. I believe I have everything copied and pasted. Let me know if I have missed something here. I'm trying to figure that out. TJ saying Cincinnati terrible last 30, 14 or 7 versus lefties, and Milwaukee hot versus lefties. All right, let's get to work here. Nasty Nate says, what's the live bet? I can still get an 8.5 -115. I would be somewhat interested in that. I guess I would be interested in that. I'd also be interested in the first 5 under live.
Yeah, they're giving me an 8.5 at -120 right now.
I don't know if there's a good enough live bet. Nate, a bunch of us are on this first 3 under, so we'll see how it bangs out though. Here, okay, so beautiful. Let's roll into a big one here for our man. Wine Time Sports. Let's move over to our Angels Red Sox game here. And let's go. Angels Red Sox, Fenway Park in Boston. We have Jose Soriano, who's been absolutely lights out on the road. Talking about leaving money on the table, I was very angry about that Luis Ortiz, Jose Soriano spot last week. It was just a gift. Angels should have been bet. The under should have been bet. First 3 under should have been bet. for whatever reason, I just sat back and did squat ass nothing, and I don't know why. Jose Soriano was lights out. No earned runs over 6. Just 2 strikeouts and 4 walks, which is sort of been his MO. It's strange. Only 26 strikeouts, 19 walks on the year. Not the K to walk ratio. That's on the road. Overall, 49 strikeouts and 34 walks. Overall, 3.41 ERA, 1.51 whip. Not a very good whip. It's because of the walks. He's only allowed 3 home runs this year and only zero home runs allowed on the road this season. I mean, he's been phenomenal. 44 in the 30s, only allowed 36 hits. I mean, he's just been so good. His splits are great. And then you got Lucas Giolito. Now, I don't want to get too caught up into his splits and his numbers here. He's coming off of a really nice start at Atlanta. He's had 3 starts at home, gone 14 and 2/3 and allowed 24 hits and 12 earned runs. Opponents hitting .393 against him. I mean, it's such a small sample size. I don't know how much we want to get into this here. Spooner says you want a pitcher who can keep the ball on the ground at Fenway today. Look at the ballpark report here. TJ says, I know everyone wants the Angels here, and my model agrees, but I spoke about the Angels pen yesterday. They have some key guys who are unlikely to go today in a high volatile game. Take the over. TJ says 76% money on the Angels line is not moving. So let's take a look at that right now. Dave Redling parlaying Angels first 5 with full game over. Says Giolito is a horrible pitcher. Angels should light him up. So let's take a look at the weather. First off, swish, 84 Fahrenheit. Feels like 81, 8 miles per hour out to center. It gets up to 8.9 after 2 hours. Let's take a look at Ballpark Pal. Ballpark Pal has Fenway's most offensive conditions of any ballpark today. Plus 24%. Plus 3% home runs, but plus 34% doubles and triples, and plus 13% singles. Now, yes, I left money on the table in Jose Soriano's last start, but I need to say this out loud. That doesn't mean I just go running back. What happened, and this total flying up to over 10.5 minus 108. You already told us you beat this by a run and a half. It's gone up a half run here. Offshore, it opened up at 7:32 p.m. at 10, very slightly juiced to the under. Now we have a 10.5 juice to the over. When we get to the money line here for this one, we have the Boston Red Sox minus 127. If there was this huge advantage on the mound, we wouldn't see it. This number, they're both hitting righties the exact same over the last 30 days. The Red Sox bullpen is quite a bit better than the Angels bullpen. Mike, if something happened to Jose, you have to let us know. Okay? And then when we get to the cash flow here, we have the Angels, Boston, 55% of the tickets on Boston, 76% of cash on the Angels, line not moving, 54% of the tickets on the under, but 73% of cash on the over. Take it away for us, my man, Angels, Red Sox.
Yeah, Jim, it's time, man. Get the brooms out. Let's go. Time to we're going to sweep. It's a sweep here, Jim. Got the brooms out, ready to go here. Angels money line plus 120 here in this spot. There's a brief argument about 30 minutes ago between the Angels pitching coach and the Red Sox first base coach. I guess it de-escalated pretty quickly, but I think Soriano's going to go out there and pitch for his coach today. Soriano, man, I mean, Spoons mentioned it. This guy knows how to keep the ball on the ground. Double plays. It's crazy how many double plays this guy has gotten this season and how much trouble he gets in during these games. You watch him. He walks a lot of guys. He really gets himself into trouble. Very similar to Kikuchi. We saw it yesterday. Would he walk 4 or 5 guys, give up 7 hits in 5 innings? You know what I mean? He gave up that 2-run shot in the 6th inning. Before that, his ERA was under 3. Crazy. The rotation from the Angels this season, very surprisingly, has been good, especially their top 3 guys. My guy TJ touched on it, though, man. I mean, this bullpen is shot. Both these bullpens are. Jansen won't be available today, but they will have Zephyr John available. They will have Brock Burke available. And I believe their long relief pitcher will be available as well. Having a hard time finding his name. He's a new guy they just brought up, but he's going to be in long relief. So they're going to need at least, like I said, they're going to need at least 6 or 7 out of here from Soriano. You need 6 or 7 from your starters here from the Angels. These guys can give you 6 or 7 innings. The Angels bullpen has improved these last week or two, these last couple weeks. They've been pitching a lot better, and they've been eating up a lot of innings as well. It's not just Jansen and Zephyr John, guys like Brock Burke. other guys in that bullpen as well have really stepped up these last couple weeks, but they are gassed and they haven't had a day off in quite some time, it seems like. So I do have some issues there, and that's why we're on the over here. I got the over 9.5 yesterday, -120, tweeted it out. It's at a 10.5, -110 right now. About 15 minutes ago, it was juiced to a -125, so we have seen slight movement towards the under in these last like 15 minutes or so. I'm not sure why. But I think the Angels take care of business today. I think Soriano goes out there and gives them 5 or 6 innings, but I do think that he is going to get hit up a little bit today. I do think the Red Sox will put runs on the board, especially if he walks guys early. We've been seeing how many extra base hits these Red Sox have had in this series as well, just hitting it off the green monster. They've been getting really close to those home runs, but haven't been able to get it over. But I just think there's some room here for Soriano to struggle a little bit as the game goes on if he walks guys, because if he gives up doubles and triples with guys on base, it's not going to go well for him. But Lucas Giolito, this isn't a pitcher that I trust by any means. I have backed him at certain points this season, and we made some money backing him this season. But this isn't a spot. I think the Angels should be able to hit him up today and see that bullpen a little bit early. And that bullpen shot over there too for the Red Sox. I believe Jose, if he comes on, I'm not sure, maybe touch on the bullpen. But with that being said, Angels money line +120. You can get the same number available pretty much everywhere. The line hasn't moved, which does have me worried a little bit because it does seem like more people are on the Angels today. But I'm on it. I'm on the over 2. I love that we destroyed this line. It's at a 10.5 now. I hope it doesn't go to a 10. I see TJ right there, but hopefully it stays at it. 10.5, and this is going to go way over. I think a lot of runs are going to be scored here. And so Soriano, I mean, if we can get 6 or 7 out of him strong and give up like 4 runs, maybe I'll take that. But I'm on the Angels money line. I'm on the over 9.5 here, -120.
Angels money line and the over 9.5 at -120. I wonder if it's too late for the over. Don't really want to take it at 10.5, but it feels like that's the spot here. TJ saying, hoping it lands on a 10. I wonder if I could get a chance to move in live.
Yeah, this might be a spot we can move live, Jim, honestly, especially if Giolito goes out there and let's say he goes 1, 2, 3. I think, and if Soriano goes out there and goes 1, 2, 3, no runs in that first inning, we immediately hit this over. I don't know how long these pitchers are going to stay in here for. I hope Soriano can give us 5 or 6 innings because I don't want them to give up too many runs here. I want runs to be scored, but I do think the Angels are going to be able to hit Lucas Giolito today. Their team total 4.5 looks good too. It's just too juicy for me right here. But yeah, sorry, take it away, Jim.
Oh, not much here. Dizzy says they need 11. That's a lot. It is a lot. I think they can get there. By the way, over at 365, you look at their alternative game total. Then over 9.5 that you got, it's -190.
Wow,
that's what you beat it by. Yeah, I don't want to chase it now. I mean, if I could get a 10 that was +100, 10.5 that was +100, so at least I'd have a no vig situation on the late line. It is what it is. I'm gonna let this one go at this point, but we'll look to move live on it. All right, we're going to have a little coffee break for you, wine time. Please, your only action is here in this Angels-Red Sox that's not already started. We do have the Rockies game off and rolling here. Still waiting for Port Dopes, Cal Quantrill to get out of this inning, laboring now with 2 out, running on second. So we'll see how this bangs out. But the live total has moved to 7.5, which is a pretty good sign here. Oh, what a play. Good God! That was gorgeous. All right. Thank you.
I love watching the live line, man. It's always that couple seconds. Once you see that line change, you know what happened. Love that. When I saw it go to a 7.5.
Jesus. Otto Lopez. Automatic he is. Okay, so we will see you here shortly. We are going to cap game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, and we'll be back for evening baseball. That is all the afternoon action here in Major League Baseball. We are staying off of the Brewers game, and I will see if I can. I'm not going to chase this team at 10.5, although I imagine it cashes. It's just I try not to get in the habit of that. Wine time. We will see you here shortly, my friend. Excellent work. Any last words before we get in the NHL?
Oh, I'm excited to hear you guys break this card down. Shout out to my guy Gogster backstage. Excited to watch you guys break this game down. This is gonna be a fun game. I'm gonna be watching this game. I want to have a bet in this game, so I'm gonna be listening. I already know what my guy Jimmy's got, what he's on, what he's been on, and I know everyone in the chat as well has been riding that same kind of wave. And I know my guy Gogster's been cashing like crazy this NHL season. So shout out to you guys. Good luck on this game. I'm excited to watch some the Stanley Cup tonight. So shout out to you guys. Let's get this money.
Let's get this money, and let's get the old Lord Stanley's Cup behind me here. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Please welcome from Belleville, Ontario, Canada, the star of Wednesdays here on Betting with the Bag. Please welcome our friend, Mr. Gogster, in the house. Gogster, how are you?
Oh, ready to fire. Stanley Cup Game 1. It's here. We got same one as last year, guys. Fired up as all can be. Got a good breakdown, too. We're lucky to get this Game 1 today, too, guys. So, we're ready to cap her, Jim. Let's get after it, buddy.
I am very, very excited. I've seen a ton of people on the Florida Panthers, which makes me very, very excited. There's been a huge move. Well, not a huge move, but a legit move. Actually, no, we can call it huge. Move to the Florida Panthers. Since last night, 7:55 p.m., there's been 15 cents of movement. There had been 17. Actually, there had been 19. This got down to minus 112. Sharps are on the Panthers here, and God bless him. I saw Mr. Sean Higgs on the Panthers. We saw Gorky on the Panthers. A lot of people believing in the Panthers. I was really thinking, Gogster, if this wasn't Oilers with home ice, I would be so nervous.
Agreed.
It would be such a different breakdown for me, but home ice really gives me a sense of calm here. This total opened up over 6 at minus 119. It's now over 6 at minus 112, so we have a move to the Panthers. Dougie Wise says maybe Panthers win Game 1 but lose series. I looked at that, plus 450. But, I don't... but I was talking to Nutflush about it. He's like, you don't need to get cute with this one. I don't need to get cute. BJ says Panthers look like the side in Game 1. Go bet them. No pressure. I'm not here to push you in a direction. If you guys have been watching the show, you've made a lot of money on the Oilers in this playoffs. And if you want to switch gears, backing the defending Stanley Cup champions, I will say you have a vividness bias. But go to the well. There's a lot of sharp. You're not alone, right? There's a lot of sharp cappers who are rocking with you here in this one.
Yeah.
Let me just pull this up here. Sorry, I lost my YouTube feed here. Quickly, it crashed on me. I'll get the comments up in a sec. Let's roll. Florida Panthers were a poor road hockey team in the regular season. They won in regulation. They won 20 of 41 games. It went 20-19-2. Edmonton wasn't the monsters at home that they are now. It's just a different Oilers team. I mean, Gogster, if I had told you that Kulak would play the most minutes of all the Oiler defensemen in the Western Conference Finals, I mean, you would think, is something wrong? You would think, like, what's wrong?
Oh, I know.
But there's nothing wrong.
That's the production they're getting, eh? That's the production.
He's playing so accountable. There's my guy Kong's clips in the house. Johnny K shouting out Kulak. He's been phenomenal. Walla Dose, Edmonton Game 1 in the series at plus 185. Good God, has it moved to that number? Jesus.
What was that? Say that again, Jim?
Because I've got Game 1 in the series. I've got this at plus 150.
Yeah.
And he's got this at plus 185. Where the hell is it? Sorry.
Good find.
Is that? Why can't I find it here? Sorry. I don't know why it's not here. Let me. Why do they ditch it? Okay. Sorry. It's because I'm looking wrong things. My bad. Let me just quickly go over to the futures here and see what it is.
That just made there, Jim, with that bet.
That scares me a little, but I'm not going to let the line movement scare me here. Game end double. No, it's still plus 150 here. Okay, well, that's a relief a bit. Deacon, my man, let's roll. Okay, so let's talk about some ins and outs, and then we'll have our guy, Mr. Gogster, tell us his thoughts. Please let us know your thoughts here in the chat. We have Bobrovsky and Skinner. A lot of people saying Bobrovsky gives the goaltending advantage to the Panthers, and yes, you're right. been there and done that. Skinner has looked phenomenal of late. Nice Tyler Flowers saying that was DraftKings. I'd love to see it. Ron Crawford saying Road Dogs 18-34 in the playoffs, minus 12.90 units. I really like. I mean, when do you need game to be home? It's just game 7. It's copy and pasting this action. The Panthers coming in as the enemy. It's something that they like. Those of you who are moving on McDavid to win the Conn Smythe, I get it. I don't need it. We could have moved on that. I could have moved on that at some point earlier in the playoffs for a huge score, which I didn't do. So I'm going to let that go.
Yeah.
Billy Friedrich says, random stat, since 1992 in the Stanley Cup Final, when one team has taken 17 and the other 16 games to make it to the final, the team 17 games is 4-1, winning the last 4. Panthers took 17 games, Edmonton 16. Gorky says Paul Rosen would be better than Skinner. Skinner has 3 shutouts in his last, Gorky? 7-6 games? But look, I know Gorky is on the Panthers, and whatever, makes you comfortable with your action is fine. Skinner's been phenomenal, and we'll go over those stats here. But so is Bobrovsky. So we'll start with Skinner. Skinner, since game 3 of the second round, 7 starts, is 6-1 with a 1.41 goals against average, a 944 save percentage, and 3 shutouts. I'm going to put this in the chat for Gorky. Just for Gorky. There you go, Gorky. He says that's more on the Stars. Okay. I'm going to pop this in here for you, Gorky. There you go. There you go. You can look at that there. These are numbers. Just numbers. Bobrovsky also looked very bad the first 3 games of the second round here. Since then, he's phenomenal. 7-2 with a 1.34 goals against average, 944 save percentage, and 2 shutouts. We know that Edmonton will get more high danger chances than the Panthers. We know that there's no team in the National Hockey League that will compete with them in high danger chances. So they've had 146 high danger shots on goal, 23 more than second place Florida, who's played the extra game. We know the Oilers are leading the playoffs in goals. They scored over 4 a game, 4.06. 30% power play, 37.5 in the conference final. The issue is that the Panthers have the most goals in high danger shots. They're a slower team. They don't have the electric speed that the Oilers have, so they don't create as many of the high danger opportunities, but they score more of them. They score more of them, and that's uncomfortable here. AM says, love fading all this insane hype on the Oilers. Yeah, I get it, because the Oiler backers feel like it's just written in the stars. The last 2 times we've seen Stanley Cup rematches, the team that lost the first time won the second one. I think that will happen here. Both teams are better than they were last year. The thing is that even with Hyman's injury, the Oilers are healthier than they were last year. And, it's funny. You have certain images in your head. I took a lot of abuse when I said, I can't imagine the Sedins holding the Stanley Cup over their head. And it was in a very drunken post-funeral situation where I was just in my feelings. And so somebody bet me $1,000 that they would win the Stanley Cup in the next 5 years. I hated myself for that bet. I thought about that bet every day. Why would I bet against my team to win the Stanley Cup? The guy I made the bet with claimed that he has no recollection of the bet. He's not a gambler, really. I never spoke to him again, if that means anything. But this is just the way I see it. I see 10 years it takes to win a Stanley Cup. And the best player in the world will not be denied. And I can understand it. I can understand everybody kind of sitting back and hanging with the Sharps on the Panthers. And I wish you guys good luck. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun battle. It's going to be a great series. And I wish you guys all the luck in the world. This is the first time ever that I can ever remember in my life with the opportunity. It's only a $4,000 cash, but that there's no hedge, doubling down, no hedge at all. I want all the money. And next time I'm in this situation where I'm so right about a hockey team, I need to make $25K. Now cashing that plus 900, for 4.5 it was actually 4 because I also had 500 on to win it 4-3 helped. But this is going to be very, 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 very fun here. So, Mr. Gogster, take it away. I have 3 bets, and I made them as soon as I possibly could. Oilers -1, a +136. The money line was -119 when I bet it, so it's no difference than for me. The Oilers team total over 3. I'm going to double down every time I can get that under -150, I guess. -145, sort of the limit. I have Oilers to win game 1 in the series at +150. And if the Panthers win game 1, all these 3 bets will be made again. Oilers -1, Oilers team total over 3, and Oilers to win game 2 and the series. There'll be no qualms and no concerns. Although I'd like to win game 1, the Oilers are more than capable of going into Florida and winning a hockey game or more. Mr. Gogster, take it away. Stanley Cup Final game 1, my man.
All right, guys. Game 1. Looking forward to this one. Percentage of goals 5-on-5. Going right to this one there. Florida's got the advantage. 71% of their goals have been 5-on-5. But the real kicker here would be Edmonton. 57% of their goals against have been 5-on-5 compared to 71% from Florida. So Edmonton, that just tells me 5-on-5. I would give advantage to Edmonton there. Florida will be tested 5-on-5 based on that strong play I have here from Edmonton. Series this year, just looking at what happened this year, guys, 2 games played, 6-5 Florida, 4-3 Florida, and they scored in every single period. I don't know if we're going to see that same thing here, Jim, especially off the rest. Both teams are getting a little bit healthier. Looks like there's going to be no AJ Greer. It's going to be, Jesper Bogfist. He's going to be in the lineup there for game 1, replacing Greer. But other than that, pretty much same lineup there. They did lose, you brought up there, Jim, lost Hyman, but you got back at Coleman. That's what you really need. You need that defensive grit.
Touch on Draisaitl. He was so banged up last year in the Stanley Cup Finals. He, so banged up. And then Evander Kane had the sports hernia. He only played 2 games last year. His swagger and confidence. So you don't need to do it right now, but do touch on it in the breakdown.
That was the next thing I was going to bring up was Kane and Draisaitl are much healthier here. It's that D-core too, much more balanced. You're bringing up Kulak there. Just looking at their time on ice there. I have here it's really balanced. You got Wallman and Klingberg. They had played a lot of the minutes versus Rantanen, then Bouchard, Kulak, Nurse, and then you got Ekholm back. So defensive core is looking much better. It looks like still going to be no Brown, I believe, no Connor Brown. Haven't had an update on that yet, Jim.
Well, Connor's in 100%.
Is he in?
100%, okay, feeling great, ready to go.
Perfect. So having him in is great. So some more stats I was looking at here, guys. Florida, they've scored 3 or more in 12 of 17. Looking at Edmonton, 3 or more, 14 of 16. I am with you. First bet here I'll bring up, guys. It would be Edmonton money line and the team total over 2.5 just to kill the juice, plus 100. Looking at also the home team, guys, they're 5-0 when having the last 5 games in the playoffs, guys. Home ice has been real crucial. So home team's 5-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals. And another thing, Edmonton's never lost the Stanley Cup with the home ice advantage in the finals. Perry, guys, looking at some matchups. Perry can match Marchie there in the rat department. And then, you're bringing up too, Jim, just looking at teams that lost to the same opponent in the Stanley Cup Finals. 83 Gretzky going up against the Islanders, beat him in 84. Then Crosby going up against Detroit, won it in 2009. And then you got McJesus here losing to Florida, same matchup, and they got the home ice. Everything's really lining up for this Edmonton team. And some more stats, crazy stats here I found. The Oilers are the 8th club too to make the finals there after losing the first 2 games of the postseason. That was the LA Kings. Other teams to do that were the 92 Penguins, 93 Canadians, 2002 Red Wings, 06 Carolina Hurricanes, 11 Bruins, 14 Kings, and then the 18 Capitals. And all those teams won the cup. So everything, the stars are really aligning, guys, for this Edmonton team to win. I hope they do. I really do. Healthy team. I'm with Jim too. I do think they get this done. I late add future bet there, plus 150 with you, Jim. Win game 1, and then also to double down on this game 1, you could say. Also win the series at plus 100. Last 5 teams have done that. Some players to look out for. Edmonton, Nuge. She's been on fire. That's what this hoodie is. Shout out to the Nuge, longest tenured Edmonton Oiler there. Plus 5 in the last 5 games, Jim. 9 points. McDavid, 2, 9 points, plus 3. And then Verhaeghe and Bennett, they've been on fire this playoffs, but, led by still their captain in Barkov. So One more bet here for you guys. I got another one. Nuge over 1.5 shots on goal. He's hit this in 11 of the last 16, Jim. Teeing that up with Draisaitl over 0.5 points. That's going to be at -115. Draisaitl's been on fire as well. Scored at least 1 point in 14 of 16 games. Both him and McDavid had the same numbers there. So look for both of them to get involved. And like I said, scored 3 goals or more in 14 of the 16 playoff games. So, yeah, I'm really thinking it's going to be fingers crossed. They haven't won it since 93, the year I was came onto this freaking planet. I think it might have a good chance, Jim. So fingers crossed here, guys. One more, too, the old Gogster special. I think the rest, too, Jim. No goal first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, plus 125. Fired on that. I think the rest here and the goaltending, you brought up how well they were. The 2 goalies have been Bobrovsky and Skinner. They've been solid. And then even Bobrovsky on the road this playoffs, he's got a 9-14. He's 8-2 with a 2.12 goals against. So, yeah, it should be a lower scoring game. One more stat. I got a lot of stats for you guys. 5-on-5 advantage has been Skinner, 94% compared to 91% to Bobrovsky. And then on the penalty kill, too, 94% on the penalty kill Skinner is this year compared to 90% for Bobrovsky. So don't sleep on Skinner this year, guys. I think it'll be a lower scoring game. I could see like a 3-1, 3-2 game here for Edmonton tonight, Jim. But as the series goes on, you saw what happened last year. Edmonton, they were scoring like crazy in games 4, 5, and 6. So let's go Oilers.
I love it. I can't wait. I've been telling you guys through the basketball and hockey playoffs that I don't care as much about the market move, although I do think that the market moving towards Florida will help the books get more Florida cash. Ton of steam chasers, especially, Americans, who want action. We'll see that clearly the Panthers are the sharp bet and be all over them. We're so lucky that they're playing the Panthers. I mean, nobody wants when you're going to stop this streak since 1993, you don't want to do it as -200, -220 favorites. This is perfect. Go slay the dragon. So Gogster, could you please review your action here? You got the money line and team total over 2.5. You got Oilers game 1 in series.
Oilers game 1 series plus 150. The first bet was plus 100 there on the money line team total over 2.5. Nuge over 1.5 shots on goal, and Draisaitl over just to get a point, sister a goal. That's at -115.
Draisaitl. Sorry, so Nuge over 1.5 goals and Draisaitl
just to get a point over 0.5.
Point, and that was what?
-115.
-115. You have no goal first 9.5.
That's right. Plus 125 here.
Plus 125 here. BJ on the Panthers, Gorky on the Panthers. AM loving the Panthers. This is great. It's going to be fun. I mean, you don't want everyone agreeing with each other. You want people on either side. So it's going to make it for a lot of fun. Roy asking his suggestions on the over/under. I would be on the under. I'm not going to bet it. I don't want to get in the way here.
I would agree. I would lean to more of an under in this game. Like I said, as the series goes on, Edmonton's just too deadly. They, like I said, 14 of 16, 3 or more. Look for Edmonton to start. I think the overs, you could probably see 6.5 as the series goes on, but should be more goals as the series goes on. Yeah. Yeah.
And I also think that someone's leaving on a stretcher. It won't be game 1. There's going to be a hit that's going to be suspension worthy.
We need to get odds on that.
Everyone's got to keep their head up. There's going to be some heavy hits. These teams are going to hate each other. They respect each other right now, and they'll respect each other when the series is over. But they're going to hate each other on the ice. So there we go. Gogster hammering it 4 different ways. I'm hammering it 3 different ways. And then, Mr. Gogster, we have a lot of people asking you for AHL or golf action, my friend.
Nothing in the AHL right now. I know Florida. It's now Florida's farm team there. The Carolina Checkers, they took out Laval in 4. Didn't see that coming. They just kind of crumbled. The experience for the Checkers came through. Don't have anything on average for Texas. I haven't even looked at it, to be honest, guys. I have some golf though for you. I'll bring that up here just shortly, Jim. But AHL, I just want to see where the series is at, because it's a 5-2 there. Looks like, the game's tonight. Yeah, Texas Abbotsford. I don't have anything on this one. You know what, I got some time off today, Jim, so I'll look into this game for you guys and tweet out some action on this Texas Abbotsford game. But right now it's currently 2-1 Abbotsford. Texas really needed that one at home. So I'll tweet out some action there. Looking at some golf though, it's the Canadian Open, eh? It's our tournament in TPC Toronto out there in Caledon, Jim. Some action I have here for you guys. I'm no Canadian, but if I did, it would be Pendrith, Jim. A lot of distance. This is a long par 70 course up here in Canada. Some golfers I'm liking though, guys, this week would be Thorbjørn Olesen, 45-1. And then another golfer would be Alex Smalley, also from Rochester, plays well up here. Two golfers there, guys. Thorbjørn Olesen, 45-1, and Alex Smalley, 75. Throw on some top 20s on those as well. I'd recommend that.
I love it, Gogster. Your breakdown correlates time-wise beautifully, as I just cashed, and a lot of us just cashed the Colorado-Miami first 3 under 2.5.
Go.
That now is 41-22 on first 3 unders. I mean, that's disgusting. I was telling Troy and Jose that first 3 unders are keeping my family together. First 3 unders, 41-22. And again, let's go over what we saw there. Inflated, poor, pedestrian to poor, but this was horrible numbers from the starting pitchers. Horrible. Mm-hmm. But teams that aren't hitting lefties, aren't hitting righties, travel day, morning spot. We were able to not care about the market kind of moving away from us because we could explain why it was. So I
noticed that when you guys were breaking that down, and also the Rockies 2 wins, in a row, 3 in a row. Could that happen? That's another thing. I think they're kind of hitting above their waist.
Yeah, well, they're better than 9-50. I know they're 11-50 now, but
that's rough. Shout out to Colorado. As a Bronco fan, I'm rooting for you guys. Let's go.
I love it, Gogster. Thank you for your hard work. Troy saying also, when a home team with a sub 500 record playing a team with a worse record, autoplay the under. Beautiful stuff, Gogster. We are aligned here. We're going up against a lot of sharp cappers, so it's going to be fun regardless. And if the Panthers win game 1, we hammer everything again with some, there won't be concern on the action, but you want to start. You don't want to give home ice advantage back to the Panthers.
No, 97's not going to let that happen. This guy is just watch this guy out in the ice, guys. If you haven't already, McJesus, 97, McDavid, best player I can remember I've ever seen, Jim. So.
I saw Gretzky, and I saw Lemieux, so those are the best two. Lemieux is probably the best player I've ever seen, but Gretzky, proved he had the longevity. Lemieux didn't. I think that today McDavid is like a pitcher who is 8 innings through a perfect game. I don't think that people will be talking to him. He is extremely serious guy, and this is his whole life is built up to this moment to go slay the dragon. And I'm excited for him. I'm excited for the Oilers. I'm excited for the city of Edmonton. Excited for the country. I've not wanted this streak to end. I've cheered against all the Canadian teams in the Stanley Cup until this one. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're on the other side of the Sharps, but again, if you're going to slay the dragon, go slay the Sharps, Gogster, my man, thank you for all that you do for us. I'm going to pop Gogster's X handle here in the chat. Please support him. It's a tricky situation, this hockey game, too, because it's hard to say, look, it's written in the stars. Nobody wants to hear that.
No, and until they play it, you don't know. They got to play the game, right? So should be a good game tonight, guys. Enjoy the game. Jim, appreciate you as always, buddy. Look forward to next Wednesday. I see there's the schedule, unfortunately, doesn't tee up another Wednesday game for us. So this will be the only Wednesday game we have live. So I think we might have game 3 or 4. I think 4 coming up next Thursday. So we can cap that and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be in touch, my friend. Thank you for all that you do for us. Please support our guy Gogster on X. Time to move back to Major League Baseball, and it's really fun. It's really fun. It's more fun that we're not all on the same side. It's definitely a deeper Florida team. It's a deeper Edmonton team, and Edmonton's defense is quite a bit better than it was last year. I'm surprised I'm saying that, but Florida's deeper, Edmonton's deeper. Florida's better, Edmonton's better. Best two teams in the National Hockey League get to play each other, and we get to enjoy every second of it. So good luck to all. The main thing is I'm happy you guys are excited about hockey. So whether it is the Panthers that you're hoping will take you to the bank or the Oilers, let's go. Let's fight. All right, we move back to Major League Baseball. Joining us from our home studio in San Antonio, Texas, the Southtown 101. Gerald Jones says, great call, Jose. Jimmy going first three this MLB season. Yes, Jose is a big part of this as well as cutting the first five unders as well. Jose is a big part. And he's joining us live from the Southtown 101, the best bar in Texas. Please welcome our guy, Mr. Jose Bouquet, to the show. Jose, how are you?
Excuse me. I'm doing all right. I can't complain. I haven't tabulated my record from yesterday. Actually, I need to look at my account to see if I'm up or down from yesterday. But not too bad. How are you?
I'm good. I know why it's jarring because I can't tell if that's your arm or your leg.
That's fair.
That's why.
That's fair. They are the same size, so I get it.
Yeah. That's why it's jarring. I realized it now. I was like, why is this jarring? Now I know.
So you're doing well.
I'm doing okay. Okay. Spooner says, I'm not sure if you can tell, but your hat has some shit on it.
I guess he's talking about your hat, huh?
Yes. He's a Cubs fan.
So I thought you could have read me that comment, and I would have said 10 times out of 10 that was Deacon Mike saying that. So
yeah, no, it wasn't. It was Spooner. I believe that's just a Cubs fan. I don't believe he's talking because everything smells fine in here. Everything smells fine. All right, let's get to work, Mr.
No, I'm rattled now, Jimmy. I'm rattled by my leg and my arm looking the same size now. So,
but I was trying to figure out why is it so jarring to me, and now I get it.
This is ugly stuff.
Now I understand completely why that is.
My yellow picket fucking fence teeth, my arms for legs, my legs for arms.
Yeah.
We're figuring it all out together.
We are putting it together. All right, let's get to work, fellas. Back to Major League Baseball. Now, Mr. Bouquet, we have a game coming up here shortly. Although I am 1-0 for the day. Might shut down. I
was about to say it might be over. Might be donezo here.
I should have taken that Milwaukee Cincinnati first 3 under. It was strange with the market going towards the over, but maybe I just shut her down. Jose,
how interesting was the total in Guardians Yankees yesterday, huh? We talked about that.
So funny that the first 3 went over with that. Oh, sorry, I was thinking Angels Red Sox again. That was a mistake. Look, yesterday was bad. I should not have been 4-2. I should have had a monster winning day in baseball, and 4-2. I was a little disappointed here.
But of course, you cast the first 3 under in Boston, right?
No, that didn't go under.
Oh, I thought you went undefeated in your unders yesterday.
I did. I went 4-0.
So then it was another day. Okay.
Yeah, I went 4-0 on my first 3 unders. Yesterday, it was great. And all pretty easy. Colorado, Miami, first 3 under 2.5. Houston, Pittsburgh, first 3 under 2. Detroit, Chicago White Sox, first 3 under 2.5. Baltimore, Seattle, first 3 under 2.5.
Nice. Yeah. I was shocked that I won the under a full game in the Red Sox game yesterday. By the way, shout out to I'm gonna give you like 3% blame, Jimmy, for just me stumbling into that fucking Toronto trap last night. I walked in, I was like, I'm gonna bet the Blue Jays. I had no idea who's on the other side. When you told me, oh yeah, Troy and TJ are on the Phillies, I was like, oh fuck, I just lost the bet. God damn it, I had no idea. So that was funny. So shout out to Troy and TJ for being right, and thanks for lining my pockets with Cardinals team total money.
Yes, it's very important to me that everything correlates. I know everybody handles their capping differently, but for me, I need it all to correlate, or I don't move on it, and that's helped me. It's helped me in the long run. It's helped me. Jose, we have a game popping off here that we've already capped. Huge move to the over with your Red Sox and Angels playing. Our guy, Wine Time, crushed this line move. He is on the over 9.5. Huge move to the over. Very offensive weather. What is your plan of attack here?
Yeah, so who's the guy that wrote that this is a sinking ship, Jimmy?
Shea Hildebrand.
Yeah, this is a sinking ship for the Boston Red Sox right now. It is that kind of vibe right now. And well, first of all, like 20 minutes ago, if that, the Red Sox first base coach just got into a fucking shouting match with Tyler Anderson and a couple other of Angels coaches, which was hilarious to see. Alex Cora was furious last night. And called everyone out of the players. Like, we keep making the same mistakes. We're not improving, et cetera, et cetera. It was the most angry I've seen Alex Cora after a press conference. I've heard Alex Cora after a press conference. They've lost 17, I think now, one-run games. Most in baseball. They've gone the most games in extra innings. It's been shocking to see. And I think they finally show some backbone today. Coaches are on edge. I think the players will be a little bit on edge after being called out. And I do not believe the Angels have the fucking balls to come into Boston and sweep the Red Sox. So I'll take the Red Sox money line minus 133.
Wow. Red Sox money line for Snips minus 133 here. A bit of a surprise here. What I've noticed in, now 45 is that when you have a team that leads the league in one-run losses or, one-goal games in hockey or, one-possession losses, it doesn't change. It doesn't change. It's not an outlier, which when I started, I thought, that's going to fix, that's going to, progress or regress to the mean. It's not. It's there's some intangibles that team is missing, and they keep losing in that fashion.
And it's very frustrating because Alex Cora is a very good coach, and every other team would be like, well, you got to fire the manager, you got to shake something up. But the Red Sox aren't going to fire the manager because he's very good, and it's just like, the fuck are we going to do? It's very frustrating.
Well, I'm going to, with everybody here in the chat, be looking for a live move on the over in that Angels Red Sox game. Can Giolito, hold the opening Angels lineup? I doubt it. But if he can, I think Soriano has a chance. So I'm going to try to wait till the top of the second. I don't know if I'll have that ability. Fernando Mendoza tells us 1-0 Milwaukee.
I thought you were about to read Steve Fehrenbach's comment calling me a fat fuck, basically.
I don't think he did.
That's how I'm taking it.
I know, but he used much kinder language. He's he
called me a fat slob, basically.
No. You're in your feelings. That's all. Let's bring back the man with the. Well, I got to look back at TJ's record. I haven't looked at TJ's record in a little while, but the man leading the way on the diamond for us from Los Angeles, California, back for the evening games. Please welcome back our man, Mr. Wine Time Sports. Wine Time, how are you?
Got the broom out. We're sweeping, baby. We are sweeping.
All right. See you later, Wine Time Sports. There you go.
No, all love, Jose. No, it's funny you mentioned that the shouting argument between the first base coach. Yeah, I think it was with Barry Enright, the Angels pitching coach. I'm not sure what they were saying, but yeah, I heard it de-escalated pretty quickly. But that's funny. I saw a tweet from Jeff Fletcher, tweeted that out. But man, this has been a fun series. I don't know, Jose. Alex Cora might be the problem over there. I'm not sure. I wouldn't say his job isn't 100% secured. We'll see here, but I think the Angels get it done here. I don't like that the Angels just moved to plus 125. Plus 124. The over is back to a minus 115 at the 10.5. So the line is slightly moving towards the Red Sox here in Lucas Giolito, which is it's a little bit surprising. So we will see.
It's a revenge game. Wine Time. Big revenge game for you guys trying to fuck his career up.
Oh yeah, I mean, we made that trade. Oh, Jose, that's funny. We made that trade for him that season, and I remember it was like there's so much hype, like Giolito, like he's gonna be a solid arm, and the guy it seemed like he'd go 3 innings, and then that 4th, 5th inning, when he'd see that lineup the 2nd, 3rd time around, would just get lit up. But shout out to Lucas Giolito. He's made me some cash this season, but not today. Not today. I think the Red Sox are dead in the water here.
Oh, nice. Floating. Dead. Bodies float. So we will see. We'll be able to live bet this. We got our friend Jacqueline back in action with us as well. All right. So 4-2 yesterday, and it felt like a losing day. Should have been 6-0. It should have been 8-0. Just left this. But if these are the days that bother me, everything's okay. I'm still one horrible day from being in the red. Not for 1 second am I going to sit and relax and be comfortable. What we need to do right now is get this money, and there's a lot of wonderful opportunities for us to attack. Let's get to work, fellas. 6:40 p.m. Eastern, Houston Astros 33-27, 11-15 on the road. At the Pittsburgh Pirates 22-39, 13-17 at home. We're at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's get to the weather to get us started here in that beautiful ballpark. 87 Fahrenheit, 7.2 miles per hour right to left and slightly out, dies down to 4.5 miles per hour. According to Ballpark Pal, PNC Park is plus 4% overall, minus 10% home runs, plus 11% doubles and singles, plus 3%. Doubles and triples, plus 3% singles. Let's get into the line history here for this one. This is a really nice card, I think. We've already heard a Wine Time animate that there's opportunities to attack in the underdog market here. I think there's opportunities to attack all over this card, and I've wanted to attack Ryan Gusto for a long time. I've wanted the opportunity for him to pitch on the road. I felt like he's being hidden, and I want to attack him, and this is the perfect opportunity to do so. Astros opened up at minus 138. They're now minus 120. It's a big move away from them. Pirates have gone from plus 125 to plus 110. We have Justin McKelvey on the over 8.5 and the over 9. AM says Fishy total in his opinion that they're almost begging you to bet the under. We have, by the way, Stacks number 1 is the over in the Red Sox Angels game. Stacks number 2 is Cruz over 1.5 bases at plus 105. Shout out to our guy Justin McKelvey. Stacks heating up. Stacks going after it. Get that cash.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
All right. So,
question, Jimmy, what number do you move on live for the over in the Red Sox game? What number are you looking for?
9.5.
Okay.
I'd even say I'm even a 10 potentially. I'm curious to see what they'll put the line at. If it is a no run in the first inning, do we think they're going to put it at a 10 or it won't be?
I think they put it at 9.5.
Yes, definitely. I'm going to, if I can get through a Giolito inning, I'm going to try to get through a Soriano. I don't think I'm going to. I think there'll be runs right away.
That's the fun part about live betting. Everything is a bet. When you wait, that's another bet right there. It's so fun.
Jerry Davis has got me picturing stalking Gusto. Yes, I have been waiting patiently for them to throw Ryan Gusto. We know this guy's out of Florida Southwestern State College in Fort Myers, 11th round pick in the 2019 draft. Now, look, he's made the show at 26 years old. This year, he's been in the majors the entire season. He hasn't thrown a pitch in AAA. Last year in AAA, he was good. He was good. He had 26 starts, 29 games, 148 innings, 3.70 ERA, 1.56 WHIP. He was good. Burrows, though, is the identical situation, except he was drafted out of high school. 11th round pick as well. He's young, at 25. And this year at Indianapolis, he's been very good. Now, 7 starts, 8 appearances, 32 1/3, 2.51 ERA, and a 1.052 WHIP. I think that he is capable of pitching well. Now, we haven't seen that in the show, and maybe this is the wrong team to test them with. DC Cappers on Houston money line. Jacob on Burrows and Gusto over 1.5 walks. Amber Hart on Pirates money line. Philly Eagle Flyer on Astros run line. We already talked about Justin McKelvey moving on the over 8.5 and the over 9. We haven't talked about that market move here, so why don't we touch on that here? Market wise, here we have the 9 minus 114 to the over. This one's been all over the place. This opened up at 9 and went down to 8.5 at 3 in the morning. It stayed at 8.5 till 9 in the morning, and then it got up to 9.5. This was at 9.5 from 10:45 until 30 minutes ago when it went back to 9. And there's been a move on the under at 9. You know, I have a sickness, and it's finally being cured by first threes. Because you guys all have made fun of me for years backing shit pitchers. And now I'm seeing a market where I can have this shit pitcher give me 9 outs. Just like we saw from Cal Quantrill and Freeland, 41 and 22. I figured it out. It took me way too long and it cost me way too much money. But I figured out how to scratch the itch that I have, and that's backing.
Having your cake and you're eating it too.
Well, sure. If you'd like to call it that, but it's working here finally after costing me so much money here. So Gusto versus Burrows. Gusto 3-2, 4.62 ERA, 1.56 WHIP. Last start 3 2/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks, 3 walks, 13-3 loss at home versus the Rays. He's thrown this year 39 innings. Only 5 2/3 have come on the road. He did allow 3 runs, none of which were earned. He's walked more batters than he struck out, and lefties are destroying him. 289, 946 OPS. That's why our guy Justin's on O'Neill Cruz, who's hitting leadoff. You'll have Reynolds hitting from the left side, and you'll have Horwitz. Other than that, it's all righties in the expected lineup, which doesn't make sense to me. But righties are 247, 624 OPS. Mike Burrows has looked bad all year. The market is telling us that he's going to be okay here. Can we move on him? I don't know at this point. Certainly, the market is telling us that is a sharp action. Let's take a look at the cash flow. 54% of the tickets and 59% of the cash is on Houston. Even that surprises me. I thought that'd be 65 at least % of the tickets. I wasn't sure what the cash would be, but I thought the public would be on Astros, and at 54%, I don't know if we can even say that. You have 73% of the tickets on the under, but 87% of the cash on the over. Wine Time Sports here. First off, TJ says, always remember full run and totals through a solid number will almost always come back to that whole number. There's too much money to be made by huge bettors on something like this, especially since the 8.5, since it was 8.5 with limits that is gone. So here we go. Wine time, take it away, Astros Pirates.
Yeah, when I capped this game last night, my book, I believe, gave me a plus 124 here on the Pittsburgh Pirates. I didn't end up taking it, but it definitely seemed like the sharp side when I capped it last night. Waking up this morning to see it a plus, what is it right now, plus 113, definitely makes me think the Pittsburgh Pirates are alive here. Definitely makes me think that Gusto is going to get lit up, seeing a total at 9 here too. I think I want to take the Pittsburgh Pirates team total over here at plus money at plus 115. I'm not going to do it right now. I still want to go over a couple other things here in this game, but I think that Gusto could get lit up by this lineup here, and the Pirates could put 5 on the board. We're seeing total of 9 right here. I think the Pirates are live in this game and that they're going to be able to put up some runs here, and we're getting nice plus money on their team total. So that's something I'm looking at. Nothing official for me in this game. I don't want to back the Pirates on the money line strictly because of Burrows. I don't know if I could trust him necessarily in the spot or not. He hasn't really showed me that I can trust him, but the market is telling us that we can trust him because the line is going down. Plus 113 right now on the Pittsburgh Pirates against the Astros. This is nothing. It doesn't correlate enough for me to take anything in this game, but I think the Pirates, I think they're definitely the sharp side, but I also thought the Blue Jays were the sharp side yesterday. We saw a lot of more line movement towards the Blue Jays yesterday. We've seen like a 10-cent line movement towards the Pirates here, though, in this spot. And if this continues to go towards the Pirates, if this gets like a plus 110, I will definitely think that they're alive. But seeing the total here at 9 and juice to the over, I kind of want to take a shot on the Pirates team total at 4.5 plus 115.
Well, a couple of things here that I think of one time from your breakdown is the Blue Jays were the sharp side. And, that was a situation that TJ and Troy wanted to attack. The Florida Panthers are the sharp side tonight. The sharp side does not always win, although we know that if you only bet the sharp sides, your ROI would be positive. Here, we've only had one start for Burrows at home. It was versus Milwaukee when the Milwaukee was rolling. He went through 5 innings, allowed 4 earned runs. It was not, he's not looked very good as of yet. He, in that start, got hit for 3 runs in the first inning. And then he settled down. He made it through 5. I can understand the team total of being a possibility here. I think that it's backing Burrows early, whether that be a first 3 or a first 5. I think that's the decision that needs to be made. But let's hear from Jose Bouquet and make a decision. Jose, I expect to be moving on this game. Take it away here for us, Mr. Bouquet, Astros Pirates.
Yeah, I think it's telling that they're not. I mean, I don't have a 3.5 for the Pirates here. I also have the 4.5 plus money, and I feel like that. I was looking for that 3.5 here. I think Gusto might be available. Vulnerable is the word I was looking for. Might be vulnerable here as well. But I kind of am still beating myself up about not taking the Astros yesterday. So I've stayed off this game. And, I kind of want more reward for backing a Pirates team that is so bad. But the line being as low as it is kind of a sign for me. And I think this game goes over. So it's Pittsburgh or nothing for me as well. But I'm off.
I'm going to be moving on the first 3.
Yeah. What number, Jim?
It's not a good number. It's minus 110. Shout out to the Reaver in the house, our poker champion. We are going to be announcing our next poker tournament here shortly. We're not going to be able to talk about it on this channel. So it'll be tricky to let you guys know about it. But it will be on Pub Culture TV. And we'll sort of hint at it. But I want a cheaper price with a statistically worse pitcher on the first 5. That's a green light. It's not a huge difference. At 365 right now, the Pirates are plus 105 on the full game. They're plus 100 on the first 5. They're minus 110 on the first 3. And, I like it. And I'll be moving on the Pirates' first 3. So, anything you want to add to this one time?
I kind of want to move on the first 5 Pirates here. I don't move on a lot of first 5. Seeing them plus 100 here on the money line, getting a half run, they're juiced to the over at minus 140. I don't know. And seeing the total at 5, maybe the over 5 first 5. I'm not going to move on this quite yet. This would be a play that I'm going to have to add on later on in the day. But I kind of want to move on a first 5 here in this spot, just thinking that there's going to be some runs here scored early, whether it's against Burrows or Gusto, probably Gusto, but Pirates plus 100 first 5 looks good. And also the over 5 minus 115, but nothing official for me.
In yesterday's game with the first 3 under 2, I didn't bet it during the show. I was like, well, how much further could it go down? It went down a lot. It's 11 cents. 11 cents. So there we go. All right.
And Justin's right. There is a fact that last year that the Pirates were bet on after Skeens Day. And I think the Pirates definitely just feel a lot less pressure when Paul Skeens is on the bump. I think there's a pressure like with Jacob deGrom on the Mets to perform for the guy. Next day when he's not there, the offense a lot more relaxed. So I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm set. I don't mean to be selfish. But I'm set. First 3 minus 110. Let's roll on. And TJ did perfectly predict DL's 3 shutout innings. Nasty Nate going to be on the other side. Astros first 5. And I'm very interested. I do really think that I will succeed with this bet. Obviously, I'm betting it. But here's a pitcher who's thrown, in Ryan Gusto for the Astros, thrown 39 innings this year. And just 5 2/3 on the road. That's good God. Not only do I want to back the Pirates, but I would, if I was in Pittsburgh, I would like to rob him as well, whether that be his hotel or break into his car, do something. I want to add to he's now on the road. It's going to be a little fucking different. All right, let's move on. 6:45 p.m. Eastern with the Chicago Cubs 38-22, 18-11 on the road. At the Washington Nationals 28-32, 13-15 at home. We're at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. Let's get into the weather here. 86 Fahrenheit, feels like 86, 8.9 miles per hour out to left center, dies down to 7.2 miles per hour. Let's take a look at a ballpark pal here for Nationals Park. And we have plus 10% overall, plus 10% overall, plus 13% home runs, plus 8% doubles and triples, and plus 4% singles. Yes, we did the Reaver. We did, my friend. TJ says very friendly road park, though. It's not like he's playing in Philadelphia. No, I get it. I've been telling you guys, talking about Gusto starts, that as soon as he goes on the road, I'm going to fade him. And this is the perfect opportunity with a pitcher who's got numbers that are horrible and the line's moving towards him. But I get it. Look, I'm very comfortable with the spot. We'll see if it pays out at this point. But yes, Reaver, we did that off the hop. So let's roll. Shout out to Dabby Cab in the house. We have Matthew Boyd going up against Mackenzie Gore. Matthew Boyd, Mackenzie Gore. Boyd 5-2, 3.08 ERA, 1.26 WHIP, 64 Ks and 61 in the third, 15 walks, 7 home runs. I'm a big fan of Matthew Boyd. He seemed to have a little bit of a hiccup, bounce back in that last start at home, but it was against the Rockies. Didn't allow an earned run, 8 Ks, didn't walk a batter. On the road, he's been really good this year. He's only allowed 2 home runs over 31 in the third, 13 earned runs allowed, 279 opponent's batting average. And he's got the reverse splits, which are a surprise. I'm not sure how long that will last, but that's happening right now. We have Mackenzie Gore going up against him, but the splits 327.84 against Boyd on the left side, and the right side 251.712 OPS. It was interesting. Mackenzie Gore's road numbers have been bad, and TJ told us that Gore was going to just roll through Seattle in that last start, and that's exactly what happened. Seattle sticks have gone missing. Mackenzie Gore did exactly that. And Emerson Hancock went, pitch for pitch. Emerson Hancock pitched very well, and he'll be talked about later in the card. The game still went over in extras, which is wild. We have Joe Yurkovich liking the over in this one. I thought I saw someone else. Yes, we have JW on the over 8.5. And then on the other side, we have cappers who are moving on the under. Jerry Davis catching the first 4 bets of the day. That's what we need, man. Let's go. Mike liking the under as well. And Christopher Comentini on the under.
Shut it down, Jerry. Shut it down. Shut it the fuck down. Take your dubs. Go home today.
Don't talk to anybody for the rest of the day.
You did it.
Kripke says Cubs are the best bet on the board today. Reaver on Cubs first 5. Philly Eagle Flyer on the Cubs money line. The Cubs have not been hitting lefties, and the Nats either. The Cubs 226, 671. Nats 218, 654. Mackenzie Gore at home has been quite good this year. Opponents hitting 165 against him. He's allowed 9 earned runs over 30 2/3, and he's got the reverse splits too as well, which is a bit of a surprise. The only advantage I see in this game is once there's not a lefty on the mound, the Cubs offense, obviously. And then the Cubs bullpen's been phenomenal. The Nats bullpen over the last 30 days allowing double the earned runs that the Cubbies are. So let's take a look at this line history and hand it over to Jose Bouquet to get us started here. Total-wise, we have an 8. This has dropped down from 8.5. It just dropped to 8 at 1:02 p.m., exactly 30 minutes ago. On the money line here, we have the Nats at plus 119. They opened up at plus 119, so there's been no movement. This line has been it's just not moved drastically ever. The high it's gone to is plus 125. I mean, the lowest the Nats have ever been plus 118. Very low volatility, I guess, expected in this one. And when we look at the cash flow for this Cubbies Nats spot. You have 75% of the tickets and 88% of cash on the Cubs. 74% of tickets, 88% cash on the under. I mean, it just feels like I need to back the Washington Nationals. I don't need to back. It feels like if I wanted to back them, I would back them for 3. To me, this feels like it's Nationals or no bet. Jose Bouquet, take it away.
Yeah, the difference in first 5 and full game is hilarious. I'm on Nationals first 5 minus 120.
Wow. I didn't know it was that big. What's the difference exactly at your book?
40 cents.
Minus 120 money line for the first 5. Full game is Chicago Cubs minus 133.
Wow. So, yeah, 40 cents. I don't know if I've seen bigger.
That's insane.
So I'm on Washington Nationals first 5. Gore goes out there, pitches well. Yes, Troy, I'm fading the almighty Cubs first 5. I backed Gore in his last first 5 start. It was a 2-2 or something like that. I knew it drew. But I believe in my guy Mackenzie Gore, and I'll keep backing him.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. And shout out to our guy, JW, member of Pub Sports Radio. That means a ton to us. Just my 2 cents play of the day is Nats moneyline plus 114. Coin is on Gore under 17.5 outs. Oh, wondering about the under 17.5 outs at plus 100. Wine time, take it away.
Yeah, I moved on it early, guys. Shout out to my guy Troy Torrance as well on his Chicago Cubs, man. You guys heard me in the beginning of the season. I said the Cubs were better than the Dodgers. Said that live on the air with you guys. A lot of people thought I was crazy. But look at this offense, man. It's absolutely wild. Like PCA, 15 home runs, 51 RBIs. This kid is a stud. They've got Suzuki that's driving in runs. Nico Horner's having himself a great season. And they've got Kyle Tucker. I mean, this lineup is just – it's crazy. The ceiling for this team the rest of the season, and when it actually gets into when it matters most, the ceiling's going to be high for this team. But in this game here, guys, for me, I am on the Washington Nationals. I got in yesterday at plus 125 on the money line. I'm going to back my guy Mackenzie Gore this season. One of my best teams this season with my ROI is the Washington Nationals. It cashed me a ton of tickets. I know, guys, it's Mackenzie Gore and the books respect him, but this line is still somewhat, I wouldn't say it's fishy because I don't know, because Matthew Boyd is having himself a great season as well. And he's a good pitcher. I like Matthew Boyd. I like both of these pitchers. I just think the line's telling us that Mackenzie Gore is live here. I believe in this Nationals lineup. I believe in the young bats that they have in there. I've talked about this numerous occasions. Guys like CJ Abrams and James Wood, these guys in a couple years are like going to could be the face of the league. Like these guys are going to be big time bats in that order for this Nationals team going forward in their future. Love this Nationals team, man. You guys know me. I'm a Commanders. I'm a Redskins fan from the DC. You know, my family out there, and my grandpa was a Senators fan until they moved. Was a Nationals fan when they moved back. And you know, Nationals always have a special place in my heart. And I swear, whenever I back them this year, they've been seemingly enough putting money in my pocket. I believe in the heart in that lineup when it gets later into the games as well. It is tough though, because when you face this Cubs batting order 2 or 3 times around the same pitcher on the mound, it's tough, man. It's tough. So Mackenzie Gore does have his work cut out for him. It's crazy. I mean, my first 5, I don't even think it was available for me last night when I capped this game, but seeing it right now, right before Jose said that, I was like, what's the first 5 here on the Nationals? It said minus 120. I'm like, wait, what? Like, how am I not on this bet right now? Like, this is insane amount of like 40 cents difference we're talking about from the first 5 in full game here. So there's a piece of me that I very might likely double up on the Washington Nationals. I don't do that often on the show. I don't do that often in general. I might double up on the Washington Nationals today. First 5 in full game. I'm already on them full game, money line plus 125. You can get similar numbers. Yeah, but with that being said, Washington Nationals, money line.
Nationals, money line. You got plus 125?
Plus 125.
I was saying earlier, and I believe it was to Troy, might have been to TJ, you know, like off camera. I was saying that I expect that the first 3 unders are going to be a huge ROI the first half of the season. When it starts getting hotter, I may stop hammering them, because the best case scenarios are the, you know, inflated statistics or pedestrian type statistics, but also you want the weather to help. The weather doesn't help at all here. You also want the
already for the Angels.
Sorry?
1-0 Angels already.
Who was it?
It wasn't. No, it was Sean Noel. Double by the leadoff guy, and then Sean Noel flips a single.
Double by Big Papa, the new Big Papa, Jose. Come on.
I don't know who the fuck that is, but
That's
whoever
Zach
The market does make sense here, though. The market, everything sort of makes sense here for the first 3 under. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Joshua, the reason why they're excited is because they're on the overs. We were looking to bet the under live. I should have just moved on at 10.5. Again, I'm just gonna let it be. But this does fit. I think a first 3 under. It's expensive. It's minus 135. Let's go. Yeah, they're all on the overs, Joshua, my man. So they just wanted early offense. But we heard here from Wine Time on the Nats. Let's hear from Jose Bouquet. Oh, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, no, I'm on Nationals. Yeah, first 5.
And you got what on that, Jose? Minus 120?
Yes, yeah. I'm nonplussed about the Red Sox here, but we're gonna battle.
It's hard for me to. It's minus 113 offshore, so I can get it a little bit cheaper, but that's a really expensive price to fade the Cubs. I know they're not hitting lefties, but that is a really in the your fee. Nice job, Johnny K. It's really expensive. I might still get there, but I wanted the first 3. I mean, if I had to be on the Nats first 3, it was between. I told you guys off the top, first 3, first 5. I was like, I don't want to pay any vig, and that cost me, so
no, another single from Mike Trout.
Let's go, Mikey T.
Men on the corners.
Okay, I think the first 3 under does make sense, and then because the market's going with it, and then a possible move on the Nats first 5. But I think taking the first 3 under is fine because it's still, trusting that Mackenzie Gore can get through this lineup. But our squad has moved on it. Jose on the Nats first 5 minus 120. Wine Time on the Nats plus 125. Wine Time going to get this one started. The first 3 under 2 TJ, I would guess, would be like a plus 113 or a plus 115. And I don't know. I think minus 135 is my limit. So I think I can still go there, but I would need to think about it. All right, let's roll. Guardians, Yankees. We're Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Luis Ortiz and Clark Schmidt. My guy Clark Schmidt starting to pitch very well. Let's talk about the weather here first before Wine Time takes over the spot. 79 Fahrenheit, feels like 76, 8.9 miles per hour right to left. Dies down to 7.2 miles per hour. Let's get into the line history here for this one. We have a total of 9 minus 108 to the under. This opened at 9, dropped to 8.5 after it had been available for 32 minutes, and then got back up to 9 and has stayed there. So overall, we've had 5 cents of movement on the over. Not too much, nothing to worry about here. On the money line for this one, we have, sorry about that. We have the Yankees at minus 183. They opened up minus 180, so
4-0.
3-run ding dong by Taylor Ward.
Giolito mound visit, and then Giolito just throws a fucking cock ball at 92, and Taylor Ward takes it to fucking over the monster.
Wow.
I should have just taken that fucking
unbelievable. Just the most 0-2 fucking no, or 2-0 mound visit. The most obvious, has to throw a strike fastball right the fuck down the middle. Oh my God, how disgusting. Let's go.
Spencer Hicks says Hard Rock Sportsbook down here in Florida begging people to take the Panthers, offering crazy bonuses. Love to hear that, Spencer, my friend. So here we go. Yes, it is 4-0 Angels, Gorky, my friend.
It was such an easy wait and live bet it because the high total and the high variance in the game allegedly. God, what an idiot.
Let's talk about Luis Ortiz, 2-6, 4.4. I didn't talk about the cash here. So we had no movement on the side. When we get to the cash flow here, 50% of the tickets on 50-50 on the total, but 74% of cash on the under. 68% of the tickets on Schmidt, but 56% of the cash on the Guardians and Luis Ortiz. So Ortiz coming off a great start at home versus the Angels, but he's been bad on the road. I think it's tricky for us to trust Luis Ortiz in this spot, but the market is telling us that we should. the Yankees aren't raking against righties anymore. I mean, they're hitting hard, 250, 795 last 30 days. That's not that much better than what the Guardians are doing. And then you have Clark Schmidt coming off a beautiful road start. He's looked good at home, as always. But K to walk ratio isn't what we're used to. And it's been pretty bad at home. But opponents hitting just 195 against him. He's only allowed 1 home run. And it's lefties that are getting to Clark Schmidt. And we've done this before with the Guardians. They're going to have all lefties at Clark Schmidt. The only righty will be Arias, the shortstop, batting 8th. Everybody else will be a lefty, and the switchies will hit from the left side. So that's something to think about. He's been just mowing down all righties. The Yankees' bullpen last 30 days has been really bad. The Guardians' bullpen's not being quite as bad, but not very good. Wine Time Sports, take it away. Guardians, Yankees.
Yeah, this is a tough game for me here. Looking at this game originally, I had a lean towards Luis Ortiz and the Cleveland Guardians here. Looking at this total here at 9, a little bit juice to the under here at -115. Seeing that both team totals juice to the over at Guardians 3.5 and Yankees 4.5 here. This is a tough spot for me here. I had nothing in this game. I haven't been backing a lot of Yankee games down the stretch. Even again, that Angels series, I think I took the Angels once in that series. I've kind of had a bad read on this New York Yankee team. When I have been on their side, I feel like it's been the wrong side. So I have nothing on this game. This is a stay away game for me. It does look like there's going to probably be some. Is this going to be hitter friendly weather? Is it going to be a hot day down there today? Is that what it's looking like? 85 degrees.
It's not that hot. Ballpark Pal has Yankee Stadium, though, a +6% overall. It's +27% home runs, but -9 doubles and triples and -5 singles.
I mean, Jose Ramirez, maybe if you guys want a nice little, wonder what his home run prop is here at Yankee Stadium.
Last 4 starts for Luis Ortiz have been pretty good. 22 innings. He's allowed 7 earned runs, 2 home runs. I feels like Schmidt is going to get touched here. Jose Bouquet, take it away.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth with this game a little bit with the total. It's kind of surprisingly high, so I agree with you. It does feel like an over kind of game, but I think it's just going to end up staying off. I'll echo the market here one more time for people. 50% of the bets each way total-wise and 74% of the money is on the under, so it just will be enough to get me off, but I do think this game goes over.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. I guess I'll just that first. I wish it didn't go from 9 to 8.5, even though it's not a full Afro move, but it did move slightly. And I lean to the over, but I don't know if I get to the window here. So
23 pitches later, Lucas Giolito escapes the 4th inning or the 1st inning with 4 runs. Disgusting.
Okay, that was close. Let's roll on here. The issue with this Phillies Blue Jays game at the Rogers Center in Toronto is this is the hottest day of the year we've had in Toronto, but it's supposed to rain around 11. So it doesn't take that long to close the roof, and we close it during games all the time. That's the expectation. But I don't have any ability to prove that at this point. But the idea is that the roof will be open and may have to close during the game. And it's crucial. It's hugely important information here. It's 77 Fahrenheit, 12.5 miles per hour out to right. By the end of the game, it's just left to right, but the ball just soars. It just soars when the roof is open compared to when it's closed. And Ballpark Pal has the Rogers Center as the tied for second most offensive stadium, +12% overall, +13% home runs, +11% double singles, and +4% singles. So my expectation is that if you want it over, you'd probably want it early with the idea that the roof is open. Again, I'm nervous about that. We have Mick Abel, the young phenom, pitching here. We saw him go head-to-head with Skeens, and he looked excellent. Got the victory here. So did my guy, Lance McCullers. I was telling Troy that Lance McCullers has just been every 5 days he's been paying me out ever since the death threats. We know what drives him. I wonder if whatever. I won't get into that. But let's go into Mick here. We have this kid, 6'5", the first round pick out of high school in Beaverton, Oregon, and he is coming into last year was the number 64th ranked prospect according to Baseball America. The highest he ever got was he was number 36 at one point. This kid can throw, and this is a bad spot for him, I would imagine. This year, Lehigh Valley has been incredible. 10 starts, 2.21 ERA, 1.23 WHIP, and then he looked great in a start up against Skeens. This is going to be much more difficult. Red Beard, Jay's first 5 today. Yeah, that's it, Justin. That's it. DJ on the over in Philadelphia, Toronto. I wonder if the over needs to be bet early. That was my thought. Barrios on the other side, 2-2, 3.86 ERA, 1.30 WHIP. Last start, 6 innings, 2 hits, 9 Ks, 2 walks, and a 12-0 win at home over the A's. They did find the guy who did threaten them. Did you hear about that, Jose? They found him. He's in Europe.
Yeah.
He apologized. Yeah, apologized.
What a prick.
Spooner says no confirmation on roof still, but he believes that it will start open. So you know what? The thing is, if you went to the game today and the roof was closed, you walked in, you'd be livid. So lefties against Barrios. So Barrios, if you take out that first start of the year at home, you have to do this. If you do that with Emerson Hancock and Jose Barrios, they have great numbers. If you take out that first start opening day where he got lit up and smoked, didn't make it through an inning, he's been great at home. But overall, they're hitting 255 against them. Lefties, 257, 760. Righties, 224, 705. Phillies versus righties the last 30 days aren't hitting them as hard as the Jays, which is nuts. And the Jays bullpen has been so much better than that Phillies bullpen. This is a fascinating gambling situation here. This total is a 9. It's minus 109 to the over. It opened minus 107 to the over. A 2-cent move towards the over. And then on the money line here as well, we have a minus 108 on the Phillies. They've gone from minus 104 to minus 108. Jose Bouquet, take it away.
I have moved on the Boston Red Sox live plus 3.5, minus 149 to win a full unit. Disgusting bet, but I'm on it. Yes, for this game here, Mick Abel, I just kind of wanted more of a sample size, honestly. And it does feel like this is like a Yurfie, like you said, an early over. But when you said that, I immediately thought, okay, well, when they score a few runs, then you bet the under, like 11.5 or whatever it is. So, I like that, but I have nothing in this game. And TJ, to answer your question, because I fucking love pain. I just love pain. And I love doing this to myself, TJ.
Well, I'm sorry about your need to back the Red Sox here, and I wish you luck.
Thank you. 2 on, no outs.
Now, wine time. Mick Abel, Jose Barrios, Phillies, Blue Jays.
Yeah, another tough game. I was on the Blue Jays yesterday. See, my book's giving me a plus 102 on them right now. Seeing this total at 9 here makes me think, though, that there's probably going to be some runs scored in this ball game here. I didn't end up moving on this game here. What remind me, Jim, what did this line open up at originally last night?
This opened up at 7:37 p.m. with the Blue Jays minus 106. So the Phillies have gone from minus 104 to minus 108. It doesn't really tell the whole story because in the afternoon when this line came out, it opened up with the Blue Jays minus 113. And they're now plus 102. That's where we used to play poker. That's 15-cent move towards the Philadelphia Phillies. As much as they're saying that Barrios is vulnerable here, I wonder if Mick has a tough time.
I think so. I'm kind of looking at the over 9 minus 115 here.
4-1.
Oh, really? Yeah, honestly, that was a good bet, Jose. Plus 3.5 on the Red Sox. I mean, if you could ever get 3 or 4 runs, I mean, when you're playing the Angels, I feel like it should be an automatic bet, especially against that bullpen. And Soriano, he walked Devers early. I mentioned it in the breakdown. The guy's vulnerable when it comes to walking, man. Him and Kikuchi, I don't know what's going on this year. Kikuchi has more walks this year than he did all of last year. and he's pitching like, I mean, look at his numbers, his ERA, it's great. His expected ERA isn't where it should be. I mean, it should be a lot higher, but they've been able to get out of these jams with the defense behind them with these double plays. But that's a great bet that you took the 3.5. I don't know why I didn't take that, but for this,
We talked about it yesterday one time, right? I bet the Red Sox live quietly.
yeah, you took them live, and I was like, Jose, why don't you just take them like plus 4.5?
And you're
and I
right.
remember thinking myself too, though, thinking like, why didn't I take that? You have to attack the Angels live if they ever have a big lead in these games, guys. Coming from a guy that watches these games a lot, like, just trust me, I see it happen so much. But for this game, nothing for me in here. I kind of have a lean towards the over here at minus 115. I just think there's going to most likely be some runs scored with both of these offenses and with both of these pitchers on the mound. I like both of these offenses. Blue Jays, where are they sitting right now in the standings? Are they 2 games over 5? I mentioned it. I've mentioned it throughout the season. This is going to be a team that I back throughout the season and I like, and I took them last night. So I'm not going to go back to the window here with them though at plus money. This is going to be a stay away game for me, guys.
Not for me. I can understand DC Capper on the Phillies. I get it. I don't know. I'm just going to take the first 5 over in this one. And I don't think I need to move on it now. I guess it's almost no vig on the first 5 over 5. I'm not going to pay for the 4.5. That's what I expect to move on.
Soriano's having the same inning Giolito's had just now.
We have our guy Big Show Picks in the house. New Locker Room Talk podcast is out. It will be our showcase video as we head towards the big UFC live stream on Saturday night. Shout out to our guy Big Show Picks, and keep an eye on what these guys are doing in Major League Baseball. They're doing great work. We've already heard from TC. TC's best bet. I have it copied and pasted somewhere around. Oh, I think it's in the early game. I can't find it right now. TC, if you're still here, the live total is 16.5 in that game.
That's crazy.
Should have just moved on it.
All right, Marcelo Meyer, please make me proud.
I think it's the National. Wasn't it the Nationals plus 114? I want to say. God, TC, I can't find it here in my notes. So if you could hit us with it again. All right, let's roll on here.
It is Nationals plus 114. I remember now.
It was Nationals. Okay, let me put that in. So, and we got Big Shows. It's Mick Abel, 5 strikeouts. Here, let's get this copied and pasted. Here from our locker room squad. So Nationals plus 114. And Big Show on Mick over 5 Ks. That's TC. And that's Big Show. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to put these in right now. Maybe I should, but I'm going to let that. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? It's going like minus 110, minus 115. Redbeard liking the Nats a lot as well. So first 5 over for me. I expect the roof to be open for at least that long. That's my action. Let's move on. Here, 7:15 p.m. Eastern is our next spot. We got wine time getting us started for Arizona Diamondbacks, Atlanta Braves. We're at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. 36-year-old Merrill Kelly here on the hill against Chris Sale, who's been phenomenal of late. And I haven't made enough money. In fact, I've lost a little bit of money because the offense doesn't seem to be running when he is thrown out there. Let's talk about the weather first and then get into the line history and hear from Wine Time and then our guy, Mr. Bouquet. Possible light rain to get it started. The game might be pushed back a little bit, but it will go. 77 Fahrenheit, feels like 78, 10.7 miles per hour in, dies down to 8.9 miles per hour. According to Ballpark Pal at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, we have minus 2% overall, minus 1% home runs, minus 13% doubles and triples, and plus 4% singles. We have line history wise, the Braves right now are sitting at minus 163.
Yes.
What's going now?
4-3.
Opened up at minus 163.
Jeez.
How about we're trying to get through that first inning? Opening up minus 166, now minus 163. So there's been no movement on the side. Let's take a look at the total here for this one. From a total standpoint, we have a 7.5 minus 109 to the over. This opened up at 8.5. It lasted there for an hour and 7 minutes before it dropped to 8. And now a 7.5, a huge move towards the under. We have our guy Ronnie Lofton with 3 bets here. Marte over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Corbin Carroll over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And he's also on the over 7.5 for Ron Lofton. He knows this Diamondbacks team very, very well. 36-year-old Merrill Kelly, 5-2, 3.7 ADR, 1.06 whip. He's been okay this year. On the road, he's struggled a bit, being quite a bit better at home. But he's coming off a poor performance at home. 9-7 loss at home versus the Nationals, 5 innings, 4 earned runs, 6 Ks, and 2 walks. On the road, 248 opponents batting average. He's allowed 17 earned runs. But he's only walked 6 batters. He's been okay. Lefties hitting him a little harder than righties. Chris Sale's just been lights out of late. Lights out. Still has the reverse splits, but we expect those to change. The Diamondbacks are raking lefties and righties, raking everybody. The Diamondbacks, 266, 795 OPS. Braves versus righties, 261, 722 OPS. The Diamondbacks bullpen is horrific, and this Braves bullpen's been pretty good. Pretty good. Top 10 in the league last 30 days. Take it away here for us, Wine Time Sports. Any interest in Diamondbacks Braves?
Yeah, I had some interest in the Diamondbacks yesterday. I didn't end up moving on them, and they get the win yesterday, and you're getting a similar price on them again today here against Chris Sale and the Braves. I have a lean towards the Diamondbacks. I didn't end up moving on this game. When I cap this game, I do cap it towards the Diamondbacks. Getting a plus 150 right now. But seeing this line move towards the under as well just makes me think both these pitchers are going to go out there and most likely throw some gems. What's this first 5 total? The full game 7.5. First 5 total sitting here at 4, a little bit juice. I mean, not too much juice. Minus 115 to the under at 4. I think both these pitchers can go out there and pitch pretty well here in this spot. This might be a spot I actually move on the under here. The more I'm looking at it, under 4 first 5 is minus 115. You can get a full game at 7.5. Could have got, if you got an 8 at this game, shout out to you, man. That was a good number. That's the number I wanted in this game. I don't know if I can necessarily take a 7.5 here though. So I think my more of a lean in this game would be first 5 under 4 minus 115. I might make this official. I'm going to wait and see. This is going to be something I end up tweeting out later, but I do expect both these pitchers to go out there and pitch good games. And I think the books are kind of saying that as well, moving this total from an 8 to a 7.5. I like the under first 5 here in this game. I don't know if it's going to be enough for me to move on it officially. As I said, I'm going to wait probably a couple hours and see if I want to end up moving on this game. But I do have a lean towards the under 4 first 5 in this game.
5-4 Wine Time.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm surprised that this is such a bettable 4 if the lines move to 7.5. I would want this juice to minus 125.
Right? Yeah.
So it's but I don't know. It just why would they gift the 4 if this total is 7.5? It isn't quite right to me. Let's hear from Jose here, Diamondbacks Braves.
Yeah, I think this line's kind of trapping, enticing people to get the people to bet the Diamondbacks. Plus money again. I think Chris probably shoves here and does his damn thing. I do like Merle Kelly though, so I initially leaned under, but you're right about that that total being a little weird. So I'll stay off. But it's bet the Braves in some form or fashion. Maybe you go look up and see if you can bet a player prop here. But I think the Braves come out on top. I just don't bet run lines or anything like that. Maybe a team total over.
Yeah, I mean, the bigger bets are coming in on Arizona. I guess you can explain it. You'd have to bet the Braves on the -1 line. I guess it just feels like a little too expensive, but I don't understand. Jermaine saying can't back Braves, can't go against Sale. I get that.
Oh, what a horrible call.
I think as Nate says, Red Sox first 5 ticket being taped back together. I'm interested in the Braves -1. God, it sucks, man. I mean, I feel like I know Chris Sale is going to come out there and shove, but I can't seem to get past the idea that this is, big bets are coming in on Arizona. This line's not moving. If that's the situation, I just can't be betting all this VIG. I don't mind going into that, but if I'm going to go into that, I can't. It's got to be sort of a plus money situation, which I can explain why the line's moving in the opposite direction. So I guess I do nothing here. That's annoying.
5-4 end of the first, Jimmy. So
Yeah,
I guess it didn't pay off for us, huh?
it did not. It did not. All right, let's roll on here. Very, very, very frustrating. It's frustrating that you just can't trust this Braves offense, but I don't know why. I mean, maybe. I mean, God. And then it dropping down to 7.5. You can't take a -0.5 because they're saying that there's very low volatility in this game. That's annoying. Now, Ron Lofton's not saying that. He's still on the over, but all right, let's roll on. We got Kumar Rocker back, reinstated. We didn't see him for a little while. Now that Nate Eovaldi has been placed on the IL with triceps injury, they've rushed Rocker back in. Redbeard says the Braves are the play. I can get it from an X's and O's, but the line not moving towards them, Redbeard, is enough of a concern. But I've been screwing up these sale starts, so it looks like I guess I'm doing it again. But Kumar Rocker, we last saw him on April 23rd. April 23rd, he got lit up and smoked. He's not going to be in for very long. We know that. He threw 53 pitches over 4 scoreless at AAA Round Rock last Thursday. He's had 2 rehab starts, and he's pitched well, but it's just 7 innings. He hasn't allowed to run, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. For a guy like Kumar Rocker, I don't care that he pitches well in the minors. It doesn't make him appealing to bet in the majors. He's getting absolutely annihilated by left-handed bats here, and the Rays have a bunch of left-handed bats that can hit you. Lowe and Lau, Aranda, Mangum will hit from that side. Then you have Meisner, also a lefty. So he's very capable of getting touched up here. We also have weather issues in this game. That screwed me in the last game. There's drizzle and light rain throughout, but the game should be able to go, but I don't know. God, this messed me up yesterday. I handled it so poorly. So then Ballpark Pal for George M. Steinbrenner Stadium has it sitting at plus 3%, plus 10% homers, even with doubles and triples, and minus 1% singles. And again, Swish has this 80 Fahrenheit, feels like 86, 8 miles per hour right to left across the diamond, and then starts blowing in a little bit later. We have the Wizard of Boz, who's not looked very good. Last start, 5 2/3, 3 earned runs, 2 homers, 3 strikeouts, 13-3 win at the Astros. At home this year, he's been touched up, 22 earned runs over 37 innings, 6 home runs allowed. Opponents hitting 261 against him, and righties are hitting 270 with an 857 OPS against them. Now, this is the right lineup. Langford, Young, Berger, Garcia, and Simeon, who's doing nothing, turning the lineup over. DC Capper is on the under 8.5 here in this one. Rangers versus righties last 30 days, just 224, 658. Rays versus righties, 245, 711. And both bullpens have been pitching quite well. Mr. Bouquet, take it away here, Rangers, Rays.
Yeah, I need to see old Kumar Rocker do the damn thing first. He seemingly body swapped with my guy Jack Leiter now. But, Jack's been struggling too a little bit, so can't say it too much. But I like Boz a lot. I'm a little surprised that they are as, maybe I don't know if it's cheap to be minus 135, but I'm a little surprised at that. And the fact that, let me refresh my odds here. It's now minus 125, minus 123. Around there. It was even more confusing. And just again to touch the market one more time, there's 56% of the bets, 57% of the money on them. It seems like the market is screaming Texas Rangers here. So I'm going to mull this over and probably end up on the Texas Rangers myself.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people backing Rocker here. TJ backing Rocker. JW backing Rocker. I mean, clearly the Rangers are the sharp action. Interesting with this total because it immediately went up to 9 and then dropped again. Let's hear from Wine Time. Rangers Rays, take it away.
Yeah, 5-5 now in this Angels ballgame. Let's go. Damn, this is crazy, man. Bring your glove to the ballpark.
Oh, sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but he's full fading rocker. Okay, sorry, I read that wrong. I thought that was riding. My bad. So sorry, TJ is fully fading rocker here, which I would like to do, even though the books aren't kind of moving that direction. Sorry, One Time, take it away.
No, you're good. I agree with my guy Jose. What he said on this, I definitely think that this is going to be the sharper side as the Texas Rangers here. I don't know if I want to back Kumar here in this spot. I've liked backing Baez at certain points this season. You guys know me. I'm kind of a Tampa Bay Rays type of guy. Backed them a lot this season. And they were clearly the play yesterday. I do not know why I did not end up. I guess it was, Troy texted me that day and he was telling me, he's like, yesterday we backed your hometown team. Today we backed your hometown friend. And, that got me kind of hyped a little bit and ended up getting me off the Rays and almost got me on the Rangers, but didn't end up backing aside on that. We just took the under and we were able to get that money in that spot. But here in this one, I kind of want to be on the Rangers here in this spot. But like I mentioned, I don't know if I can back Kumar Rocker here in this spot. Tampa Bay Rays, I do see some light drizzle here. This game should be able to go, though, by all means. This is going to be a game that if I do move on this, I'm going to move on the Texas Rangers plus 115 on the money line. But it's just, I don't know if it correlates enough for me here. I'm going to wait and see as the day goes on for this game. This is one of those games I kind of want to just sit with it. I would definitely only lean towards the Rangers. I would not take the Tampa Bay Rays here in this spot, but nothing for me in this game. Just a lean towards the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, I wish I could trust my own X's and O's. I would fade rocker. I'm gonna let this market kind of scare me off. So nothing for me. Nate Cerna on his way to the casino. Drive and travel safe. Nate Cerna, my man. Spooner like in the first 5 under. Let's roll on. We have a tricky one in Detroit, Chicago White Sox. Sawyer Gibson-Long will be the starter. We did know that he would be in. And then Mike Vasil will be the primary. Vasil, I don't know a lot about. 8th round pick in the 2021 draft. He has been with the White Sox all season. Hasn't made any starts. Always been out of the bullpen. So obviously this guy's not going to be able to go deep into this game, but he is listed as the primary in this one. And then Gibson Long, we broke him down. We broke Sawyer Gibson Long down a little bit last. I can't remember when it was. We thought he was pitching. I can't remember exactly when it was, but we did touch on him. 6th round pick out of Mercer University by the Twins back in 2019. Not an old guy though, just 27 years old. This is his, not his. He pitched in the majors in 2023. He had 4 starts in 2023, but this is his season debut here. He's been all over the place this year. High A. I don't know. They were just trying to find places from the start, but he did make 2 starts at AAA Toledo over 9 1/3, and he looked really good. 9 strikeouts. He had walked 1 batter, allowed 1 earned run, 1.06 WHIP. But this is a confusing spot. Oh wow, Sam Mitchell scored. I didn't know that, Gorky. This is a confusing spot here. The Tigers are hitting, but with not very much power. Sort of similar to what we saw from them last year. 248, but 730 OPS versus righties last 30 days. White Sox not hitting at all. And the Tigers bullpen all of a sudden looks very pedestrian. It's really struggled the last 30 days. Wine Time Sports. This is a tricky one. Not a lot of information on the pitchers until late. Tigers, White Sox. Any plan?
Yeah, not a lot of information for me. When I capped this game, I kind of skipped over this game when I was capping the card last night. Schuster is looking like he's going to be getting the go around for for the White Sox. Yeah. I don't know. There's too many questions I have in this ball game here. Slight move towards the under. I'm seeing the over juice though at 8 minus 120. Nothing for me in this game. This is a straight pass for me, guys. I have nothing in this one.
Mr. Bouquet, are you moving on Tigers, White Sox, or is there anything you're interested in this one?
No, I'm going to end up staying off. Just a disgusting game here. And I don't know. I didn't know that Schuster was a pitcher and Gibson long. Generally a back guy, but I don't want to back the White Sox here.
I wonder if let's just go over what we've seen from the line history here. The Tigers have taken 14 cents of movement, minus 185 to minus 199. I am more interested in the total here for this one. This 8 minus 112 to the over. It opened up at 8.5 and dropped to 8. Weather-wise, here we have drizzle throughout.
And that ends Lucas Giolito's disgusting ass start and hopefully Red Sox career.
And is he going to be DFA'd now?
Because fingers crossed, but who knows? Remember, the Red Sox traded Quinn Priester to let this chuckle fuck go fucking throw innings. So,
just sorry, humor me for a second here. I think that this is a possible first 3 under spot. I just wanted to go over the weather here quickly. So I got way too many things up on my computer. Okay, here we go. We have weather-wise in Chicago, it's blowing out. It's cold. Why is it so cold in Chicago? It's warm everywhere else. It's pretty cold there. And then this total moving down. What does Ballpark Pal have a rate field? And that will seal the deal for me. Minus 7% overall, minus 23% doubles and triples. I mean, who's going to go yard? I think this is a first 3 under. It just moved from 8.5 to 8, and I don't want it to be too expensive, which it may just be. Let me just move this over here, and okay, we'll move past this. But I think this is a first 3 under set. I just want to see how expensive it is, and the first 3 under is not expensive. It's a pick 'em. 8.5 down to 8 should be, I guess they have. All right, I've got to work on this afterwards. So I may be on the first 3 under 2.5. I need to study it a little more. Nate Cerner liking that first 5 under. All right, let's roll on. Jose will be getting us started here. Kansas City Royals, St. Louis Cardinals. This over was so blatantly obvious yesterday. I guess like this Boston over. I don't know why I wasn't on it. I know a lot of you guys were on the Royals Cardinals over, and it skyrocketed over. Very different situation here with the young Noah Cameron on the hill. He's been very good this year. 2-1, 1.05 ERA, 0.82 WHIP. Not getting a ton of strikeouts, but getting soft contact. Last start, 6 1/3, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 Ks, 2 walks, 3-2 win at home over the Reds. He's thrown 13 innings on the road, and he's allowed 1 earned run. It was a solo shot. 114 opponent's batting average. Lefties don't. Nothing. 053 with a 153 OPS. Righties 169 with a 511 OPS. Miles Michaelis had been pitching very good until he faced the Orioles here. Are my first 3 unders always listed? Yes, they are. It's so funny you mentioned that because I've only had 1 game all season where there's been a pitching change and it was voided. Remember 2 or 3 years ago, it was happening every day. It's complete.
Yeah, I had 2, and one of my things I took first 5, and I just got the odds changed. That was weird. I never had that before.
Sorry, say that again.
I had 2 this year, and 1 I had first 5, and I got the pitcher switched, and instead of voiding the bet, I just got an odds like. I won my bet, but just with the adjusted odds. I was like, that's weird.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, no, I've got all that voided.
I agree. Yeah, typically I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's always, but I would have to say that it's action here, which I might have to do. That's actually a good point. Just in case here, let me write that in my notes. I'll have to. Okay. Let's roll here. Royals Cardinals. We talked about Noah Cameron, how excellent he's been. Now Miles Michaelis has been quite good, but he did get touched up at the Orioles. At home, only 4 starts in 21 to 30. He hasn't been that dominant, but he's come on. Look, there's no way getting around it. The Cards are not hitting lefties at all. 239, 687 OPS, and the Royals are hitting righties, but not with a ton of power. 744 OPS, but 280 average last 30 days. And both bullpens have been very good. So let's take a look at the weather and then send this over to Jose. It's light rain and rain. This game probably doesn't go. Do you think this game goes, Jose?
I hadn't looked at the weather, but I figured this was an under. Here, honestly, I figured this is an under, and just based off weather and bets and such. But it might be not weather, excuse me, market and all that stuff. But the weather makes it seem like as well. But it might not go. So yeah.
-7 home runs, -12. If I learned anything from yesterday, it's to still bet it. Robert Franklin get the first 5 under. These bullpens have been very good. Don't let yesterday concern you. Let's take a look at the line history here. For this one, we have the total at 8, -114 to the over. This opened up at 8. It got up to 8.5, an hour or so before the show started, but it's back at 8. Overall, we've had a move of 1 cent. That's it. So no move on the total. Then on the money line here should we bet a live under in Angels Red Sox with the gas cans out of the way? We have the Michaelis and the Cardinals at -121. They opened up -124. Not a lot of movement here. When we take a look at the cash flow for this spot, we have 63% of the tickets, 90% of the cash on the Royals with no movement.
Under 21 runs, Jimmy. Does that interest you?
Jesus. I'd have to think about it longer. I'm kind of under 69% of the tickets on the under, and then 86% cash on the under. But we don't even see that moving. So the books don't seem to be concerned. I guess they think this game doesn't go. That would be my only thought here. Jose Bouquet, take it away.
Yeah, I'll keep it shorter because of the weather issues, but I leaned under in this game thinking both these guys could pitch well. I figured you were going to say first 3 under in this game, Jimmy. God, I every time I think of that first 5 totals, now I just think of the fucking first 5 total I bet. It just makes me angry thinking about it. But I stayed off this game. Weather seems like it's not going to let it go, but I leaned under, and if I had to make one bet in the game, it would be the full game under.
Yeah, I don't. The market is not helping us get there. I mean, look at that Angels Red Sox total. It moved a full run from the opening line. I mean, this one's not moving at all. Wine Time, any interest in Kansas City, St. Louis?
No interest for me in this one. I'm with you guys, though, on my lean towards the under. I mean, it's just not enough conviction, I guess, for me in this spot. I mean, I expect Noah Cameron to go out there and pitch well. Can we expect Michaelis to go out there and pitch well? We've seen him do it at times this season. This would only be a lean towards the under for me, but I didn't end up moving on this game. 5 plays today, and we still haven't talked about the 6th play yet. So I don't want to move on this game. This isn't even a lean, I guess you could say, but I won't end up moving on this game at all.
Well, let's roll on, fellas. Let's roll on. Next up for us, we have Baltimore Orioles, Seattle Mariners. We have BJ giving us the best bet on the Baltimore Orioles. Let's take a look at the line history here for Orioles, Mariners. We have a total at 8.5. It's -110 to the under. This opened up at 8.5, and it dropped to 8. It dropped to 8 at 12:32 p.m. Hour 15 minutes later, it's back at 8.5. 7 cents of movement overall on the under. On the money line here for Orioles, Mariners, we have the Mariners at -104. It's wild. The Mariners opened up -128. We heard that BJ got the +116 on the Baltimore Orioles. You could have got that this morning at 6:30 a.m. Now it's a -104. So a huge move towards Cade Povich and the Baltimore Orioles. Troy says that it's time to take my hand off my cock. That's a riddle that I wasn't expecting from Troy Torrance. I know. His wife has got a hold of his computer. Okay. Let's get to the weather here in this one in Seattle. 68 Fahrenheit, 4.5 miles per hour left to right. And then let's get and see what's happening from Ballpark Pal here. We have at Mariners Park -8%, -6% on homers, -9% doubles and triples, and -4% in singles. Emerson Hancock here has been very good. Lucas Ryan says, thank you, TJ. 5 units on the over 10.5 bang. Emerson Hancock here, 5 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, 4 Ks, 3 walks, 9-3 extra inning loss at home versus the Nationals. I'm high on him. I don't care if we look at the season-long numbers, because if we look at them, they include getting lit up by the Yankees in one start, and they include that first third of an inning where he got absolutely annihilated. I think he is a bet-on pitcher. That's what I think here. And I think because of these numbers that we can do that. Now here, the market is telling us that it's Cade Povich that should be bet on. Cade Povich, 4 2/3, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 9 Ks, 3 walks, and a 6-4 loss at home versus the Cardinals. Shout out to the Sweaty Butcher in the house. On the road, Cade Povich has been lights out. He's just been getting lit up at home, and he's getting hit hard by righties. Cade Povich is getting destroyed by righties. Righties here, there's a lot of them. The only lefty that he will see will be Crawford. It will all be righties. The switches will hit from the right side. But again, the market telling us that Cade Povich is the guy. So JW, though, says over 8.5. Povich is awful. Povich is awful from our guy here, JW. The Mariners rating just 240 with a 691 OPS. If you're rating 240, you would think that you'd have a 730 or 740 OPS. So it's very, very strange lines here. So let's take a look at the cash flow and then hand it over here to back to a wine time for Orioles Mariners. Let's take a look at the cash flow. We have and here we go. We have 59% of the tickets, 84% of the cash on the Orioles. Clear, sharp action. 56% of the tickets on the under, but 91% of cash on the over. 91% of cash on the over. Is this line moving enough for that? We have this line opening up at 8.5 and closing at 8.5, and it was down at 8 for a little while. Wine time, take it away. Here we go. Orioles Mariners.
Yeah, I tweeted this out last night. Made a little bit of a mistake, guys. A typo. I ended up retweeting it out this morning. I got the Baltimore Orioles plus 115. I tweeted it last night plus 125. It was actually a plus 115. It was a typo mistake by me, guys. So if you follow me, I do apologize on it. I made the correction today. It was a plus 115 on the Baltimore Orioles. I think they're live to win this game, guys. I was shocked to wake up this morning to still seeing them as a dog and now seeing them as the favorite here in this spot. My book is giving me currently on the Baltimore Orioles a minus 106, the Seattle Mariners a minus 104. Guys, I just simply don't really trust the Seattle Mariners offense at all. I haven't for quite some time. I know they have their sprouts where they go off and they can score some runs. They've got some good bats in the lineup. Don't get me wrong. But you mentioned it. I mean, is J.P. Crawford, he's the only lefty going today? Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have the confirmed lineup, but that would be the expectation.
But yeah, he'll be hitting leadoff. I don't know. I think the Orioles are live to win this game. I think they've been playing some better ball as of late. Their bullpen's been pitching better. And this is a lineup that Povich can go out there and hopefully pitch well against. I mean, we're seeing the total here at 8.5. I like the Orioles here in this spot. I've backed the Orioles at certain times this season. My ROI is in the negative while backing them this season. But this is a spot. I mean, I was on them 2 nights ago. And I'm going to be back on them today. I love that they're now the favorite here in this spot. The odds makers are telling us that they're live to win this game, that Povich is going to go out there and pitch good, especially against this Mariners offense. So I don't trust a lot of bats in that Mariners offense. So I'm taking the Baltimore Orioles money line, got the plus 115. It's kind of hard for me to give out a minus 106 right now at this point. I got a worse number on the Blue Jays yesterday when I could have gotten a better number on it. They still lost the game. But would I take them at a minus 105? Most likely, because the books are telling us that. But you lost a lot of the value. You lost nearly 20 points of value. So I am on them plus 115 on the money line here. I think they win this game.
BJ on them, a DC capper on them. Why would we not be looking at the coin? I'm very interested in it. It's a tricky one that's going to need a little bit more study. I'm very interested in it. I'm interested in the first 3 under 2.5 in this one. I'd like to hear if Troy is as well, because this is the MO. This is exactly the MO. You have these pedestrian numbers that I think the pitchers are better than they look. The pitcher with, I guess they both have bad numbers, but the pitcher, I guess they're both just trash. Troy, First 3 under. Are you interested in Baltimore? Jose Bouquet, take it away.
Yeah, I this is like what it feels like the market setup kind of is every time for the first 3 under. So I'd agree with you there. But I'm on the Orioles. I mean, call me the steam chaser. I've got my hat. Again, I've got the whole Oklahoma vibe. So I'm ready to go. But yeah, Orioles for me. Let me tell you what I got. And by the way, Jim, we probably should have moved on that under 21.5. But I got Orioles minus 106 for me.
And Jose has moved on the Orioles as well.
And I think that I would be shocked if you weren't on a first 3 under in this game. It just feels like has the setup, the line moving towards the dog, seemingly saying that the pitcher is going to pitch well. You like Ant Hancock already. So, yeah, I mean, this seems like your spot.
Yeah, it does. It does. I'm gonna have to study it a little bit longer, but I like it here. So, wine time on the Orioles. Jose on the Orioles. BJ on the Orioles as well. DC Capper on the Orioles. And I don't mind. I think that the Orioles look is probably right. We're not. I mean, obviously the plus money would be appealing. It's funny. You could say. I think is it JW or Dougie? Why I say look at the Jays line yesterday, which is fair. But you could also say look at that Brewers line from the Friday that Wine Time was with us. That went from plus 130. I didn't want it at plus 104 or plus 105. It closes at minus 150, and there was Wine Time cashed both the team total over and the Brewers. So there's different ways of looking at it here. And Troy Torrance says when the price lands in this range, Road Dog wins 71% of the time in a healthy sample. So maybe I join you guys. I'm gonna need to study it a little bit longer. I'm not gonna hate if it's not too much vig here. Like a minus 115, I would hate. But
yeah, Orioles are favored for me. I think BJ is saying they're now favored, but yeah, Orioles are favored for me.
And Troy says not a road dog, should say road team because range goes down to minus 102 here. And BJ says the Brewers went from dogs to faves in that game too. And the Orioles first 5 is minus 122. Okay, so lots for me to think about. Lots of action here from the Cappers in the chat. Let's roll on to our next spot on the board. Wine Time will be getting us started. We just have 3 games left on today's show, so let's get after it. 9:45 p.m. Eastern with the San Diego Padres, 35-24, 15-14 on the road. At the San Francisco Giants, 33-28, 17-11 at home. We're at Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. I like the situation that Kyle Harrison is in general. I'm not saying right here. I just mean in general. Yeah, Gorky. I mean, that's what expected. They hadn't announced that yet, so I was hoping maybe he'd come back late. But, yeah, that's too bad. Too bad. We have Slick Nick Pivetta going up against Kyle Harrison. Kyle Harrison was the number 1 pitching prospect in Major League Baseball coming into last season and didn't make the team out of training camp, and Roop has shown why. And I'm sure he wants to stick around. We took the first 3 under in his last start at the Marlins, and he pitched very well. And he's only thrown 2 1/3 innings at home. His splits are very good. The Padres are not hitting lefties, and the Giants are not hitting righties. Nick Pivetta coming in here off of a 3-2 win at home over the Pirates. Another quality start for him. He's been excellent all season long, but he's been excellent at home, not on the road. On the road, he's just being a very average pitcher. So let's take a look at the weather line history and then hand it over to our guys here. So first off, weather-wise here, we have 60 Fahrenheit, feels like 55, 10.7 miles per hour out to left center. Dies down to 8.9 miles per hour. When we take a look at ballpark pal for Oracle, it's the least offensive ballpark today, minus 10% overall, minus 30% home runs, minus 5% doubles and triples, but plus 9% singles. We have Philly Eagle Flyer on the Tide after 2 innings. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We have the total at 7, minus 113 to the over. It opened up minus 118 to the over. So even at 7, we've had a slight move towards the under. We get to the money line for this one. We have the Giants plus 102. They opened up at minus 101. So no movement, very little movement. Padres gone from minus 110 to minus 111. It's just basically a tightening of the VIG here. And so let's take a look at the cash flow here. I hope it's got a lot of money on the Padres. That would be, and it does. 58% of the tickets, but 87% of the cash on the Padres. This line's not moving. Under 88 and 87. Well, I think it's possible that Slick Nick gets touched a tiny bit. I'm going to want I guess I just want the Giants. I guess I should just take the Giants overall full game because I've got a bullpen advantage, a big bullpen advantage. I expect to be on the San Francisco Giants at this point. Let's go to you, Wine Time Sports, Padres Giants.
Yeah, I like the Giants in this spot here too. I'm getting a plus 100 number. Looking at the total right now, I don't know if this is going to go to a 7.5 right now. The 7's juice to the over for me at minus 120. I don't know if this is going to end up getting back to a 7.5 or not, but I think this is going to be a low scoring affair too with both these pitchers on the mound. I like both of these pitchers going out there today. I think that they're going to both be able to go out there and throw pretty good games here. Padres against lefties, nothing I want to back here. Padres have won the first 2 games of the series here too. I definitely want to be on the Giants in some sort of fashion here. I just don't know how. Full game right now is plus 100. I don't think I want to move on them first 5 either. So if I have a lean towards the Giants here in this spot with you. Curious to see where this line and market goes throughout the day. If this goes to a 7.5, I guess that would keep me off the under because I kind of like the under right now, but I kind of wanted to see like a minus 105, minus 110 maybe. But I want to be on the Giants in some sort of fashion here today. I can get there with them. I think they're definitely live doing this game. Not seeing the line move at all, and we're seeing all this money come in on the Padres. I think that tells us that the Giants are live in this ball game. It's a pretty heavy lean for me. I haven't made the play, so I'm not going to give it out. But that's my lean in this game.
Nick Pivetta has been lights out this year.
Yeah.
They bring up Kyle Harrison from AAA, and the Giants are more expensive first 5 than they are full game.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the first 5, Jim?
Well, I mean, we could line shop, but at 365, the Giants full game are minus 105, and first 5, they're minus 110.
That's what I'm getting too. Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, maybe Harrison goes out there and pitches well. Maybe this is a first 5 look. I don't know.
I think it might be a double up look.
This
First 5 and full game, honestly. TJ saying back Pivetta only at home. I agree with that. Troy saying home teams range from 66 to 78 in a 60-game sample size. Dougie Wise says the market, is moved towards the Padres. For me, Dougie Wise, I mean, the line opened up at minus 110. It's now minus 111. The initial move was towards the Giants. That's why you may feel like it's moved because the Giants went from minus 101 to minus 105, in the first 6 hours or so. But overall, it's moved 1 cent here at the book I look at the most. Let's go to the line the book that brought this out in the afternoon. They have moved this here. You're right. This opened up with the Padres at plus 100 at 3:09 p.m., but that got corrected pretty quick. It took an hour, and then the Padres were minus 109, which is where they've been at all the books. So yes, it depends how you look at it, but the way I look at it is that with this amount of money on the San Diego Padres, 87% of the cash, well, that's fine. Moves a cent or two. I mean, it's not enough to me here. Let's hear from Mr. Bouquet, Padres Giants.
I'm a little confused. Why do you guys like the Giants again? I'm sorry.
No problem. I guess if it was like a Cole's Notes version, Pivetta is a pedestrian pitcher on the road. He's been lights out at home.
And then
Kyle Harris
against lefties.
The Padres hitting 226, 21 OPS versus lefties the last 30 days. The Kyle Harrison wants to stay in the bigs. This was the number 1 thought of prospect. This is the perfect lineup for him to go up against. And there's been 86% of cash on the Padres, and there's been a cent of movement.
Yeah, that was the part that was semi-interesting to me here. There's, and where we used to play poker at, open this up minus 110 Giants, though, and open this minus 109, Padres now. Penny the opposite, so it's another fascinating thing here. But, just based off that, I'd probably just stay off. A little confusing, but I I see why you guys are confident in on the Giants, so I'll be rooting for you guys.
And guys, I hate to circle back on this game here, on this Baltimore Orioles, because Troy would mention the double up. Or did we any of us talk about the first 5 in that game? The Orioles right now are minus 125 the first 5 in that ball game. That's kind of crazy. Wow. 20 cents difference there in that. That might be a double up spot for the Orioles. I don't know if I'm getting in too late though. Sorry to go off topic a little bit.
No, it's important. It's important. Yeah, 10-cent difference here for me. I wonder if that should take me off of the first 3. I wonder if they're saying Hancock is going to get touched, but again, I like the fact that he's getting consecutive home starts. I like it a lot. Londo, I don't know. I think that with the bullpen advantage that the Giants have, that the full game is better, but the line being more expensive first 5 is appealing. That's a tricky decision to make, Londo.
I doubled up on the Orioles. I just saw the line, or I looked up and I saw the line opened up at minus 125 for the opposite side. So
wow, that's crazy. And cash the under 8 in the Rockies Marlins game, guys. We cashed the over in the Angels game, so we're off to a nice little 2-0 start.
Shut it down, Wine. Shut it down.
We got 6 plays given out today. We got 2 down. We still got, we got 1 game going on still. We got the over in it, but we still need the side. But I'll probably shut it down after these 6 plays.
Call your Greg, and just be like, hey, man, cancel these plays. I'm 2-0.
There's no canceling plays.
You would not do that.
I was with a friend who tried to call and cancel plays. And
I'm a serial canceler of plays.
It's happened to me where I've made a play and I've texted him maybe 30 seconds after.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, but it's after they'll say get fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will be like, I'll sit on it for like 30 minutes sometimes, and then for example, Loshak. I mean, I wanted to cancel that one yesterday, but that asshole, he changed his mind and we just stuck with it. But I've sat on a play, saw the line moved against me once, and be like, hey, can you cancel this? And my bookies just canceled it, no problems. It's been funny.
He must really like you and the money that you send him.
Yeah, he must. I mean, it's not much, but I'm sure he does.
Let's roll on. 10:05 p.m. Eastern. The Minnesota Twins 33-27, 15-19 on the road at the Athletics. 23-39, 9-21 at home. I'm not sure, Chris. It's very tricky, just because of the work that has to go into the capping and with baseball and all this stuff. I'm very hesitant to. Have a few drinks and do a live stream, but we probably should. So, thank you for mentioning it. I'll
join for sure. I will join tonight if you guys do a live stream.
Oh, I can't do one tonight. It'll just throw me because tomorrow's not a small card. We're doing 4 and 5 games. Tomorrow's like 12 or 13 MLB games, but you know what, Chris, I'm gonna copy and paste it, and we'll figure out something here to go with. All right, let's roll. Zebby Matthews. Coin saying I'm allergic to Matthews. Can't figure this dude out. Mr. Zebby Matthews, coming off that 12-6 extra inning win at the Mariners, he pitched fine. 7 innings, 4 earned runs, 7 Ks, 1 walk. And I think that we just have to trust the Twins brass, honestly. If they think that Zebby is capable of being a starting pitcher, we should look past him being kind of an average. This guy was an 8th round pick out of college. This year at St. Paul, he was lights out. He had 7 starts, 32 2/3, 1.93 ERA, 1.19 WHIP. He was excellent. He hasn't really shown that in the majors. He's only had 2 road starts. He's allowed 8 earned runs in 10 innings. So I'm not sure how he's supposed to be supported, though. Jeffrey Springs, I don't know what he's going to give you. I don't know what Jeffrey Springs is going to give you from game to game. Coming off an 11-7 loss at the Jays, he got lit up and smoked, 2 innings, 6 earned runs. This is probably a bounce-back opportunity, but he's been terrible at this ballpark, Sutter Health Center. 17 earned runs over 26 innings, 6 home runs allowed. Righties hitting 238, 751 against him. Now, the Twins aren't hitting lefties, and the A's are hitting righties. The Twins' bullpen advantage right now is over 6 runs per 9 innings. 6 runs per 9 innings. We have DC Capper on the under 10 in this one. Let's take a look at the weather and then get Jose to hit leadoff for us here. We have 85 Fahrenheit, 9.8 miles per hour to center. Stays around 9.8 miles per hour. Ballpark Pal has given this. Ballpark Pal has given Sutter Health Center plus 12% overall, plus 34% home runs, minus 7% doubles and triples, but plus 7% singles. A line history wise, the Athletics are plus 166. I mean, they've become huge dogs.
Yeah.
They open up at plus 129. The Twins have taken 41 cents of money. 41 cents. I mean, that is absolutely appalling. Absolutely appalling. Isn't it crazy how the market tells us that you shouldn't bet Andrew Abbott today? This man's allowed 3 earned runs and 5 home starts, but the market says don't do it. And he gets lit up and smoked. I mean, it's just.
Who was the other pitcher? It was Webb and someone else that did this with as well. Maybe Freddie Peralta? I don't remember.
I can't remember the second one, but the Webb one was nuts. The Webb one was exactly the same. You're right. He'd allowed 2 earned runs and 5 home starts. I mean, it's just absolutely wild. I don't know how. If you are elite, you as soon as the line comes out, you see your advantage and you bet it, and you watch the line move in your favor. But for me, I really want the market to kind of push me in the direction that I should be finding. This total is a 10. It's minus 111 to the over. This opened up at 10. It got up to 10.5. It was at 10.5 about an hour after the show started, and then it came back 45 minutes later to 10. Overall, we've had 9 cents of movement on the over. And when we get to the cash flow for this A's game, we have 59% of tickets, 63% of cash on the Athletics, and this line's moving towards the Twins. 56% of tickets and 71% cash on the over. This is absolutely wild here. Jose Bouquet, Twins, Athletics. Zebby Matthews, Jeffrey Springs. Take it away.
Yeah, you mentioned that, big market move, and I like Jeffrey Springs, so I ended up staying off. Now, actually, I need to double check something here real quick because, just maybe vividness bias. It feels like every time Jeffrey Springs is at home here, he gets crushed. So I'll let you guys know in a second because my computer is going slow. But I ended up staying off this game. Again, giant line movement. Maybe you lean towards the line movement and you just put it in a parlay. But I had no action here. I also kind of leaned over, but I saw someone in the chat. I think it was DC Capper. I didn't see exactly. Had a play on the under in this game. So I'll stay off. No action here. By the way, home 5.88 ERA for Jeffrey Springs, road 3.86. So it's not too bad, but it's obviously a big difference. So,
oh yeah, it's a huge difference. Wine time, take it away.
I mean, I'm very close. I think I'm going to move on the over 10 here in this spot. I think there's going to be runs scored in this game, and a lot of runs scored by the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins on the run line, minus 120 right now. Team total over 5.5, juice to the over at minus 125. Seeing this much line movement towards the Twins. It seemed like a lifetime ago, guys, at this point, that we were back in the Athletics in the beginning of the season at reasonable numbers, in good market situations. And now it seems like ever since the Angels series, I mean, the books are telling us that the Athletics are just not live anymore, guys. Like, we had our fun. I had my fun back in the beginning of the season, made some good money on them, hopped off pretty quick because I didn't really necessarily believe in this team. But don't get me wrong, they got some young bats in there, but I really just think it's the all around the Athletics themselves just have a lot of problems in that organization. But with that being said here, the Twins I think they smashed these guys up here. I don't take a lot of minus 1.5s. This might be a spot when it's an hour or two before the game time. I say, you know what, Minnesota Twins smash here, minus 1.5. They get it done here. The over is definitely a look as well here in this spot. I think there's going to be runs at this ballpark, man. And I think the Athletics can put a couple runs on the board here too against Zebby. But I think the Twins are very much live, and the Twins are going to be scoring majority of the runs here, which is why we're seeing the books think they're going to score at least 6 runs here in this game. I think they do it. This might be a spot I move on in a couple different ways as the day goes on. I think I'm a little too late on the Twins. Obviously, I am too late on them. But maybe it's not too late. Maybe they go out there and put 10 runs up on the board and they beat these guys by 5+. But as of right now, this is going to be a game that I move on maybe an hour or two before the game, and it would be the Twins -1.5 and the over. I think the over is very live in this game for sure, but nothing for me in this spot. I want to see the lineups get released, and then we'll see after that.
Very interesting. I think it's just gone too far, honestly. With the team that's not hitting lefties, I think it's just gone too far. Joshua Alexander is saying we tend to bank on the line moving in our favor as if it means much in the results. It truly doesn't. I mean, if you could prove that, Joshua, I would love to read it. I think what's more important is the opening line. I think it's more important. I mean, the opening line in the Reds Brewers made no sense at all. You open the line with the Reds -118. I mean, you know what the books want at that point. -118 with a starter who's allowed 3 earned runs and 5 home starts just makes no sense. You have a Brewers team 4 games under 500 on the road. They have a pitcher pitching who's throwing 5 in the 3rd innings. Now we knew that they was going to hand off to Quinn Priester, but I think it's extremely important. Joshua Alexander says seeing 130 to -145 doesn't equal a winning result. Is what I'm saying. No, it doesn't equal a winning result, but I imagine that it'd be fun to back up that it doesn't, or because I know that it doesn't in NHL, but that's different. NHL, and I'd like to wax on this another time, not right now, but what was happening to me was I was just seeing the public play before the public. I mean, it's not quite that simple, but in MLB, these line moves are nice examples. Now, Jose, you want to touch on this because you felt that it wasn't helping your capping so far this season.
I mean, I tend to believe that I'm a market-based capper myself. I'm a steam chaser, as they say. And just looking at my money line movement so far, or my money line record, and I still have to update yesterday's as well, so a little out of date, but I'm 56-71, down 10 units on money lines this year so far. Now, again, I'm a market better when it comes to totals too, and I'm 21-10 so far, up 9 units doing that. So, we'll see how it keeps ebbing and flowing, but I will say, it's not the end all be all, but it helps me, and I think it's very, very, it's a good indicator.
I don't think the market is more important in any sport more than baseball. MLB, the market is crucial.
Yeah.
In other sports, in NHL and hockey, my ROI goes up when the line moves against me, and you guys will all get to see that this evening. New York Mets 38-23, 14-16 on the road at the LA Dodgers, 37-24, 22-10 at home. We're at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California.
I like how quietly you said that.
Oh, I can't wait.
And you guys will quietly get to see that tonight.
I can't fucking wait for the night, man. I cannot wait for the night, dude. I cannot wait for the night. Oh, Griffin Canning, the slipper. This guy is back to Gas Cannery, and all it took, Jose, all it took was a future bet on him to win the Cy Young. That made me laugh so hard.
I saw it and I cried laughing. I respect the balls to make the bet and tweet it out. So shout out to the individual that remained nameless, I guess. But I got a fucking good hearty laugh and immediately sent it to you. And I was like, yep.
I knew when I saw that he was going to start getting crushed.
Cash it, lock it in.
It
Cy Young Canning.
I and I say this to you guys all the time, and it's more for the thoroughbred cappers. And we got the Belmont on Saturday, but don't believe what you see. And it's probably important in life. as well. Don't believe what you see. Don't believe it. Dougie Wise, boots on the ground, says it is beautiful here in Los Angeles, California. Let's take a look at the weather to get us started here. 68.5 Fahrenheit, feels like 64, 6.3 miles per hour out to right. Dies down at 4.5 miles per hour. Let's get into the line history. Oh, sorry. Let's see what Ballpark Pal has for our final game on the board. Minus 8% at Dodger Stadium, plus 4% homers, minus 13% doubles and triples, and minus 3% singles. You know, the more I think about it with what we're talking about, Joshua, and I think we're all on the same page, but you have to be able to explain things, right? Explain why the market is doing this. Explain, that's all. It's like showing your work in math. You just have to be able to explain it. And if you can explain it, then maybe you can exploit it. And hopefully you can exploit it.
That makes sense. I was in remedial math, so that makes sense.
Yes, it does. But I tell you not to tell anybody that. Dodgers open up minus 143 to now minus 144. 1 cent of movement. That's it towards the Los Angeles Dodgers. From a total standpoint here, we have a 10 at a pick'em. I want to bet the over in this one, and it's already moved to 10. Maybe it should be moved right now. TJ moved on his second and third, first 3 unders. Detroit, Chicago, and Baltimore, Seattle. I find those both very, very, very appealing. By the way, Nunya having issues with BetUS. Nunya, you should send me a message because they're down in Costa Rica. I've got ins with them, so let me know. Let me know if just hit me and let me know what's going on. I'm not sure if I can help, but at least let me try. They let you back into your account. Talk to 80 different reps. Okay. Well, let me know here. So here we go. Griffin Canning, Tony Gonsolin. Griffin Canning, 5-2, 3.23 ERA, 1.40 WHIP. Last start, 3 innings, 5 runs, 3 of which were earned, and 9-4 loss home versus White Sox. He's vulnerable. He's vulnerable, and so is Tony Gonsolin. These pitchers are both very vulnerable. Tony Gonsolin is getting destroyed by left-handed pitching. 302 with a 953 OPS. 302 with a 953 OPS. Let's take a look at the bats here for the Mets, because we've run into this problem before with the bats. But it's other than Nemo and Soto. Now Lindor should hit from the left side. Jared Young, Beatty, and Jeff McNeil. So there's going to be a lot of left-handed bats to attack Gonsolin. The Mets bullpen's been very good. It's been very good. 2.44 ERA last 30 days. The Dodgers are destroying righties. 277, 828, and the Mets are hitting righties pretty hard. 247, 744 OPS. A line history wise, we'll hand this off to Jose. Again, we have that 10. We have no movement on the money line, and when we look at the cash flow here. We have NL 52% of the tickets and 52% of the tickets on the Dodgers and 46% of the cash on the Dodgers. 52% of the tickets and 66% of cash. This over, I think, needs to be bet immediately here. And the Futon bets back in business. Great to see. Clark Schmidt under 16.5 outs. Dad Fennis jumped on the Red Sox to win. Mr. Bouquet, take it away here. Mets, Dodgers.
Yeah, I think we do have to bet the under.
The under?
No, the over. And Jose, refresh your book. I just made a play on the over, and it just moved 10 cents. It just went to a minus 115. I had a minus 105. Check if your book is a minus 115 towards the over right now.
Yeah, mine just moved to 5 cents.
I just placed it. I hate to interrupt you, Jose. I know you're supposed to go first.
Please go ahead.
Get in on the over right now, guys. I think I'm going to move on the Athletics over too. I think there's going to be a lot of runs scored in these last 2 ball games tonight. I think Griffin Canning, we're going to see some negative regression, and I do think the Mets can do their fair share of hitting as well here in this spot. So we saw this at a 9.5. We saw it at 10. This might get to a 10.5 by the end of the night. We'll see here. So I'm on the 10. It moved, so I got minus 115. I had a minus 105. It moved, so I have a minus 115.
Should we focus on the first 5 instead of the full game?
I already moved on it. It's placed for me. So what's this? I didn't even look at the first 5. First 5 right now on my book, over 5.5 minus 120. Wow.
I mean, that's the issue. is the first 5. It's these starting pitchers getting touched. The Mets bullpen's been very good. It's the Dodgers offense that we know is the instant offense. I maybe both are fine, but
I might. This might be a double up spot, but Jim, is this going to get to a 6?
I doubt it, but
it is. I know. I think it is.
Yeah.
That's Sixes are popping up.
But these guys are going to get touched tonight. Griffin Canning and Tony Gonsolin.
Yeah, sixes are popping up where I'm looking at the first 5 totals. So I would agree with you. But I like full game here, especially because the Dodgers bullpen gassed. I think the Mets are live in this game. I personally lean Mets, but last few days of Dodgers bullpenning, we have Tanner Scott back-to-back days. Vesia 14, probably be available. Kasperius 28, doubt he goes. Bonda's thrown 3 of the last 4 days, only 3 pitches yesterday. Lou Trevino didn't throw yesterday off of back-to-back. Jose Urena, 6 pitches. We're not going to get Tanner Scott. I don't think we get Ben Kasperius. I'll take my chances with a Vesia closer, Jack Dreyer, Anthony Bonda, Louis Trevino, Jose Urena, Ryan Loudis. I'll take my chances with all those guys on a full game over. And for the Mets, I mean, their bullpen is not the picture of, restness either. Shout out, by the way, our guy Paul Blackburn making the return the other day and pitching well against the Dodgers in the classic fade the team coming off a Sunday Night Baseball spot. But Edwin Diaz, a day off yesterday, threw back-to-back on the day before. Reed Garrett threw 19 yesterday, day off before, 17 that day. He's probably tired. Stanek day off yesterday, 22. Brazoban back-to-back, 22 and 32. Buto back-to-back 7 pitches, but I still don't think he goes. Jose Castillo, the off day yesterday, 15. Brandon Waddle came up from AAA through 11. I expect him to go again here, but both bullpens are pretty tired, so I'll stick with the full game over 10 minus 115.
Yeah, this has to be attacked. One time, anything you want to add to this?
No, you kind of hit on it, Jimmy. And when I was looking over this game when you were talking about it, and just everything adds up for an over here in this spot. And right when I placed in the bet, because I was on the page for a while, I hadn't refreshed it. So I don't know when that move happened. It probably happened a couple minutes before that. But we had a minus 105 and it went to a minus 115. Tweeted out the minus 115 because that's what we got. Who knows where this line is going to end up going to. This first 5, if this gets to a 6, man, that's going to tell us everything we need to know here. Is the first 5 a must bet right now? I'm not sure. It probably should be because, like I said, I think we're going to see 6s. And at that point, I don't know if I'm going to move on a 6 first 5. But I think we do have some value on this full game here. Even if the Dodgers don't get those at-bats in the bottom of the 9th, you know what I mean? If they're winning this ball game, I still think we can go over these 10 runs easily. But both of these offenses, man, the Dodgers, we see it on a consistent basis, man, especially in that hitter-friendly ballpark, man. They just got to get a couple guys on, hit a jack, man, and that's all it takes. So I'm on the over here in this spot. I love the over. I'm going to be locked into this game tonight.
Yeah, I the first 3 is 3.5, and it's minus 110 to the over at 3.5.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Are you going to move on this game, Jim, or are you going to wait?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to take the first 5 over. I kind of have some interest in first 3. I'm just let that go here. There's no WNBA games today, Justin. We got the day off after the 4-2 yesterday, so we'll attack tomorrow. We got game 1 of NBA Finals. Durrell going to be with us. Maybe reach out to Brizzy too. All right, let's review all action here in Major League Baseball. I wish I had cashed this over with you guys and Angels, Red Sox. That was a mistake. But we did cash that first 3 under in the Rockies Marlins game, so that feels good. And then for MLB, we're going to go over NHL at the very end, but for MLB, I'm going to be on the Pirates' first 3. I've got to decide if it's a first 3 under and Nats first 5. I got to figure out what to do exactly with the Nats game, but I'm attacking it for sure. I'm not sure if I move on the over in Cleveland, New York, but something's fishy, and I'm going to figure it out a little more. We have Big Show picks is on Mick over 5 strikeouts in TC moved on the Nats plus 114. I'm going to be on the first 5 over in the Phillies Jays. You got DC Capper on Philadelphia. Then Diamondbacks Braves, I'm going to be off. I got a lot of early action. Then I kind of don't have much action. Detroit Chicago White Sox, I'm very interested in the first 3 under 2.5. And then I don't get back to business until the first 3 under and the Orioles. And I may not get to the window with the Orioles, but first 3 under in the Orioles there in Seattle. And then Giants first 5 full game. It looks like it's a double up spot. And then would that mean that I should double up on the Mets Dodgers total as well? It's very, very possible here. So that is my action. Wine Time Sports, my man. Please review your MLB action.
Yeah, guys. We got the cash early with the Colorado Rockies Miami Marlins game, as Jim mentioned it. I was on the under 8 full game. We were able to get that, guys. We're also on the Angels Red Sox over 9.5. I gave it out last night. I mentioned I got a way better number than it was today. Doesn't matter what number you get, we cashed. But over 9.5 cash it. We're on the Angels money line plus 120 full game. Still have some more work to do in that game. This game is far from over. It seems like we're only in the 4th inning, Jose. It seems like this game has been on for 2 hours. Crazy. We are on the Washington Nationals plus 120. It is 7-7 ball game now in Boston. Nationals money line full game plus 125. Very heavy lean towards the Nationals minus 120 first 5. It's just I'm on them full game, and then I look at the first 5 and I see them that much of favorites. It's kind of like why am I not on this spot? But at the same time, I've got the plus money spot, and that's where I'm comfortable. So I don't know if I'll end up officially moving on Washington Nationals money line first 5. That's going to be something I'm going to have to sit and think about here these next couple hours. We've got plenty of time for that, though. We are also on the Baltimore Orioles on the money line plus 115. Crush that line movement. Another spot where I'm looking at this first 5 and seeing the Baltimore Orioles minus 125 money line. I'm just like, wow, it tells us everything we need to know here. Again, though, I don't know if I'm going to end up moving on that because I got good plus money on the full game. I'm not sure if I double up here. 2 spots that I'm really looking to move on, guys, or I shouldn't say 2. 1 spot, the Athletics game against the Twins over 10, very heavy lean. And then we've got the last game on the board, a game I just moved on, the Dodgers game. I'm on them over 10 minus 115. I absolutely love this spot here, guys. This might, again, be a double up. Maybe I move on the first 5. It is a little bit juicy. So if I'm going to do it, I guess I have to do it now. Still want to sit back and think about it for a little bit. So we'll see on that. Very heavy lean, though, guys. We have 6 plays going today. 2 leans that I'm thinking about doing. So we'll see about that, guys. As always, we've got a loaded card today. And I'm just stoked to break this card down with you guys every Wednesday, man. I don't ever take this for granted. Love doing this with my guy, Jimmy the Bag and Jose Bouquet, man. Appreciate you guys as always. I'll be here on Friday as well, break down the full MLB card. So I'm looking forward to that, guys. Let's keep winning, man. That's what we got to do when we come on the show, man. We have to win, give you guys the good information, but we have to win. Our records will show that hopefully by the end of the season. Always practice bankroll management as well, guys. Never throw too much on a game if you don't feel comfortable doing it. If you don't feel comfortable losing that amount of money on a game, don't do it. Appreciate you guys as always for all the love and support on Twitter. Walk-off wagers. Again, guys, we almost got to 100. I think we got to over 130 likes last week. Killed it on the show, guys. My guy, Morgan Spooner, killing it, the guy is such a good dude on screen, gives us all the great information. Love all the work he's been doing. We've been having some special guests come on as well, delivering plays. We had my guy Moose and DJ Big Boss on last Sunday. A surprise guest. It will be a surprise guest this Sunday for you guys, so you'll have to tune in for that. But every Sunday, guys, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. over here on the West Coast, walk-off wagers. Me and my guy Spoons, my guy Jose Bouquet on the 1s and 2s backstage, always holding it down. Jimmy, appreciate you as always, my friend, man. Love doing this with you. Jose, love doing this with you, my friend. Good luck today on your guys' action. And let's get paid and go Angels, Jose.
Shout out to our guy, Wine Time Sports. Put his X handle in the chat. Please hit it and support our guy, Wine Time. Mr. Bouquet, could you please review your MLB action?
Yes, sure here. Let me pull it up. Sorry here. I am tired, so I'm a little delirious right now. Shout out to Eddie Murphy. Have I watched that? No, but I know that's one of his stand-ups. For me today, I'm on, first of all, get your fucking pickaxes out and start fucking hitting the ground because we're striking oil with the Oilers in game 1 minus 130. Fuck all those guys betting the fucking Panthers. Red Sox money line minus 133. I also bet them live plus 3.5. Washington Nationals minus 120 first 5 money line. A double up on the Baltimore Orioles full game minus 106 first 5 minus 125. And the Los Angeles Dodgers New York Metropolitans over 10 runs minus 115 for me.
I love it. Big Mastro in the house. What am I, man? Respect and thank you for the kind words. Thank you to all of you guys. In NHL, my action's been out for a while, and I'll bet it all again in game 2 if they lose in game 1. But I'm on the Oilers minus 1 plus 136. I'm on the Oilers team total over 3 at minus 1. I think it's minus 138. No, that's minus 1 plus 136 on the minus 1, minus 136 on the team total over 3. And then let me just confirm that. No, sorry, minus 138. So
can I also get you to give us a second leg of this friends and family? Because I've been doing well on these and I'd like to hit one because I know you're going to heat up here soon.
What is yours?
The Orioles.
And the Oilers.
Okay.
And the Oilers. Yeah, Redbeard also on the Panthers. Sharps are on the Panthers. And it's going to be
What
fun.
a fucking ass clown I am. It's minus 120 now?
Yes.
What the fuck? I bet this yesterday thinking, people going to bet the Oilers. What a fucking ass clown I am.
Yeah, Sharps are all over the Panthers. It's going to be fun to go toe-to-toe with them here. And so I've moved on those two and the Oilers to win game 1 in the series. Gogster moved on the Oilers money line, the team total over 2.5. He also moved on the Oilers game 1 in series. No goal first 9.5. And Nuge over 1.5 shots. Draisaitl point. That's parlay together at minus 115. That is our show for today. We get back to racing tomorrow. Shout out to all of the gold members and everybody in green. Got Turnsy in the house as well.
Plus 256, by the way.
Is okay.
So yes, it's our friends and family here today. And
love
saturated, I'm hot on these because I've tried to hit one for the last week, and I think I've hit my leg every single time here. And unfortunately, Low Shack fucked us yesterday. We survived yours. We got a push out of yours.
Yeah.
And then Low Shack, which was a 79, by the way. He was like, FanDuel has a 79.5. All the other ones have an 81.
Turnsy got 3. Turnsy, is that 3K on game 1 or the series? Must be the game 1 because he says if they lose 9, put another 3K on it.
Oh my god! If they lose game 1, I can't wait to bet them in the series again.
Dav Fenn says, "What do you think about full puck line plus 190 for the Oilers? Just use. I don't personally. We haven't seen a lot of overtime games, so I can understand the puck line and backing it, but when you're getting plus money on the minus 1, I think that it really needs to be bet. Because then if you go to overtime, you get the push and play. So I think that needs to be bet is the minus 1 if you're that confident. So just use the Z code system that our man Ron Crawford gave us. Just use that.
Yep. And Roy Bellamy, that was your birthday play of the day right there. The little parlay piece from both of us.
The Oilers.
Edmonton Oilers. Orioles, they're both orange. There's synergy there.
There is synergy there. And shout out to Roy. Happy birthday. It's morning, right? It's still early over in Hawaii. Enjoy the day, my friend. And thank you so much for your support. If everybody could give our friend Roy, just tell him happy birthday. Thank you for sharing part of it with us, Roy. Enjoy the evening, my friend. Thank you to all you guys. Nunya, Steve Fehrenbach, Roy Belmas, Big Daddy Boom, a.k.a. Leo Leon, Mr. DC Capper. Got to keep him saturated. Nunya, Nathan Serna, Dab Fenn. Thank you guys. Truly, truly thank you. Crystal Craig, thanks for the show. Goal Oilers, she says. Mr. Redbeard, thank you for rocking with us. Big Mastro, Fernando Mendoza, Dougie Wise, Jerry Davis, Christopher Comentini, Andrew G. Thank you guys so much. Truly, truly. It was great to have Nut Flush Allen rocking with us. LJ from H-Town running the first inning at home for Dodgers. Great. I did think about that, Yurfie. Kind of trying to stay away from them.
Hold on. Turnsy hasn't been here for like the last week when we've been talking about fucking Pete Klima, Bill Ransford, my fucking goat. Oh my god, dude, what an asshole this guy Turnsy is. We had a whole discussion about Mark Messier and how much of a fraud he is and a fucking loser that guy is because he fucking isn't loyal to the oil.
I don't think that's it either.
Unbelievable.
At least you're passionate about it, Jose. At least you're passionate about it. Roy already bet them. Well, I can only give you that, Roy. But if I was to give you one more, I would take the first 5 over in the Dodgers game tonight, Roy. If you're already on the Oilers, first 5 over in the Dodgers.
Well, Roy, I doubled up. I have now fucking 3 units, I guess, all separately dispersed on the Orioles.
I've got a ton of bets to make, and I'm worried the lines are moving quickly, so I've got to attack the board. Jose, thank you all so much for rocking with us. Jose, could you please bless our action and lead us into the future? I got bets to make.
Yes, this is for you. Is Bill Ransford still alive?
Ranford. Bill Ranford. Yes, he's still alive.
One of my life goals, I want to beat my man Bill Ranford. I want to have a nice tall quart of beer. And it's going to be a great time. Shout out to all you guys in the chat. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you. Jimmy, shout out to you. Great show as always. Let's go make some fucking money tonight. And I'm getting a haircut today soon, I think. Leche, Los bookmakers. Milk those motherfuckers.